See my live broadcast. I'm trying to make sure you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. I hope you can hear Yes, me. You can. Okay, fantastic. Please tap on the screen and share. Welcome to you all from Citizen Airwide, the platform where we speak truth to power. It's a Sunday. It's warm and nice over here. Nana Kosa, welcome. Welcome to you all. Please, as you're coming in, tap on the screen and share. Bernard, welcome. Of course, I said Linda, LJ, I'll bring you in straight away. I'll accept, and then we can, begin the discussion. Just to give a bit of a heads up, Linda, it's how are you doing? It's a bit of the issue of this Islamic clerics and the sheikhs and what they're doing across Africa. So, you see already, they already give me appeal already. They're blocking me. I'm going to appeal. I don't know what it is. As soon as I start talking. You got a restriction already? Already. I've not even said anything. You didn't say nothing. TikTok is doing too much. That's why I find it difficult to come on TikTok, because they just don't let me. As soon as I say something, bang, it's gone. As soon as Africa United Band, greetings and welcome. But yeah, so
Host, you're gonna have to get to the point real quick.
Yeah.
Before they take you down.
Yeah. Yeah.
This prompt that you have up here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. Could you tell me quickly?
Yes, briefly. You've got this. These are sheikhs in Nigeria and across Africa, and basically it is on religious front. Now, please let me say this to everybody, including yourself. I am not anti-religion, at least for personal choices. Your personal choice of your religion is entirely up to you. I have no business deciding that for you. It's in each and every one. However, the problem for me is that these religions are impacting our development in Africa, not just in Nigeria now. You've seen the case in Burkina Faso, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Sudan. A lot of people are recognizing that these religions, as far as Africans are concerned, is holding back our development. So these guys are sheikhs. They are Muslim sheikhs. And what they're saying is that they want us to practice Sharia law. And they want to impose Sharia law, which comes from Saudi Arabia, on Africans. And we are saying, no, this is not acceptable. Greetings and welcome those of you on YouTube. Thank you. Give us a thumbs up. You see, appeal not approved. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They don't want me to say anything. So basically what I'm here to do is to try and raise the awareness that we have to be very clear. These guys they're a bunch of hypocrites. I'm sorry to say this. Because in their Sharia law, it actually states that they should not promote anybody going into a farmer's land and destroying their crops. And I will show you that quote in a minute or so. It will come up. But they do not say that to their followers. They keep this hidden from their followers. And that is the hypocrisy that I want to highlight. So that's in a sense what I'm talking about in this broadcast. Does that make any sense, Linda? Welcome and thank you again.
Yes, yeah. To me, this is for me now, my opinion. Nobody should be forced to be a part of any religion, number one. Number two, religion should not try to dominate the country by putting religious stuff on the entire group of people of the country. So if they do that, is something wrong, and all the violence that some religions have going on is a third thing. What kind of God does that? Tell you to go out and just unalive people, basically, because they won't believe as you believe?
That's it. That's exactly it.
It's just ridiculous. Is that a kind God, a loving God, one that you want to be around, or you look forward to going to be with? What kind of God is that?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why people think that is. Okay, First of all, I think people should really know that, the brain is a marvelous thing.
Yeah.
And I need people to know that the more you use it, the more wrinkly it gets. So those people with smooth brains, the ones that are just followers, they don't think of nothing. They can't figure this out.
No.
Brain just as smooth as a baby's behind.
Exactly.
You can do it. You can think for yourself. As a matter of fact, you should question. You should question every damn thing.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Question it.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? Why do they have to be Muslims? Why do I have to go and unalive people and destroy their homes and take their land? Is this a good thing?
Yeah.
I mean, just think for just a moment. Stop being so sheepish. It's kind of easy to get sheep to follow you around, right?
Yeah.
They'll just go one little nudge and they just go. So I'm just saying.
It's true.
Just think for a moment and ask some questions. Don't just follow blindly and be sheepish.
Exactly.
I bet the slaughterhouse for the sheep is pretty easy going. They not bucking against nothing, walking right into the being unalive. No problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I see your lips moving, but I can't hear you, so I'm gonna mute up.
Yeah, exactly. This is the point I'm trying to make. I was trying to get some more information, which I have. Thankfully, I have a screenshot somewhere, and I'll get it out. But what you said in essence is right. We are not, again, and thank you for that, for Linda. We are not here telling anybody what to do with their personal preferences. That is not our job. That is not my business. I think we need to all look at everything that's been said. And let me just give you a round of applause for your stance there, Linda. I'm going to be careful when I do this. So, welcome. Welcome. Yes, Luca Kitchener, thank you very much. Hi, hello. Sorry about that. I was just talking on the other side. Welcome on board, of course. I am grateful for your comment on YouTube. Thank you. You said hello, notice me. And of course, I notice you. And also, there's somebody else on there. Somebody from hi bro from Russia. Thank you very much. That's from on YouTube. As you're watching me, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. Bukenzi, welcome on board. Yeah, they're trying to take over in the USA too. Exactly, Bukenzi said. And I might bring you on board briefly. But I wanted to just see if I could talk about this. And I have some information which I've been sharing and I spoke about on this platform. Essentially, it's about this issue of what Islam tolerates or accepts and doesn't accept. The Islamic people are insisting that they want to impose Sharia law. Now, the hypocrisy is the word I want to focus on in this broadcast today. And I'm hoping that many people who are watching this will follow what I'm doing and hopefully help me in actually bringing that information out. It is very important that we share this particular information because what they've been telling us and what they are doing are two different things. And that is very, very damaging. Oh, thank you very much, Luke Kitchener. Thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. I appreciate you. And the guy from Russia, hi and welcome. And everybody coming in, please go and subscribe. You're seeing it. Go and subscribe to Season AY on YouTube right now. I really do appreciate that. Hypocrisy in Islam, of the sheikhs, I should say. 1 second, please. So just give me a minute and I can bring this up. And I want to talk about that. And we're going to go into intricate detail about this so that it gives us the opportunity to fully talk about the points that's raised. And going forward, we should not be relying on the sheikhs for anything because they are holding back information that is actually very divisive in the manner in which they're doing this. Because they're supporting the destruction of things and property of others, and not prepared to even, make those who are taking those decisions to face the responsibility for the actions that they take on other people's property or lives or their livelihood. So this is very, very important point. That's why I am insistent that we talk about this. And of course, you've seen the video where this Muslim person decided that, oh, by the way, I am Muslim. I can decide you cannot curse or abuse my Allah. I take offense to it greatly, and as such, I will give you a slap. You know. So Bukenzi, I'll bring you in as well. In fact, I'll add you in there. But let me just quickly crack on. So what we are saying today now, please, everybody, be very clear about this. I respect your decision to choose whichever religion you want to support, be it Christianity, be it Islam. What I am saying, however, and this is where I very much am in line with Ibrahim Traore, he says that your religion must not interfere with governance in Africa, in the country, in Burkina Faso. And I even go further. The whole of Africa must no longer be allowed, no religion must be allowed to interfere in our governance, because the interference of these religions has actually done us untold damage and continues to do untold damage as we speak now. So that is what I want to state here, and I want to be very, very clear about the points I'm making. It's not a slight on anybody personally when I talk about this. I understand perfectly that religion is a very sensitive subject, not least because of the fact that it has been used in a way to psychologically damage millions of us who have been forced in those two instances, certainly in Africa. I can't speak for anybody else, any other part of the world.
I got my hand up.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I am glad that I was raised around different religions, because even within the Christian community, there are a whole bunch of different little subdivisions. There's the Protestants, the Witnesses, the Seventh-day Adventists. There's a lot. But in our house, I was never forced to go to any of them. Certain family members were holiness, and but that didn't have an effect on me. As a matter of fact, I went to a lot of them. A lot of different ones. So I'm okay with what they're doing. They're not causing harm, as long as they weren't harming anybody. But we're okay.
Exactly.
So I don't understand this thing, though, about people having, because this is all about a belief. This is not anything that anybody can actually put their hand on, see it, feel it, touch it. It's a belief. So the belief system that has been imposed, I just watched a video on it the other day, how some of the people in the northern part of Africa ended up being Muslims, and how they whipped those little children and forced them to
castrations.
do it. I thought, wow, this is horrible. That I can't make a choice when I'm an adult or a teenager. As a small child, this is forced, and punishment, or maybe even unaliving, was the cost you had to pay if you didn't go along with what they said. Now, going along with what they're saying is okay if it's by choice. But not because you beat me into submission. Not because you threatened to unalive me if I didn't do it. And any kind of religion that wants to go around harming other people, be it beating them or unaliving them, I got a problem with that. Because I don't think any God, nobody's God, not the Asian God, not the Muslim God, the Christian, none of them have the right to abuse other people, to abuse and or unalive. And I have to say this one, I love the Sahel. Long live the Sahel. I forgot to put that in here.
Of course,
I love the Sahel. Now, governing people and trying to make sure that they have all the good things in life that they need, especially the basics, food, clothing, and shelter. and practice whatever religion you like. I'm all for it. I am all for that because he's doing good things and not just for a particular group, for everybody, for the Christians, for the Muslims, for the native religion, for everybody.
Indeed.
So governance is about helping everybody,
yes.
not just Muslims,
yeah.
not just Christians.
Exactly.
It's for everybody. Now, if any person from any one of these groups gets sick, don't they want to be treated?
Yeah.
Or should you be asked, what is your religion first? And if your religion is not one I like, then you don't get treatment?
Exactly.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know who set this up. I'm sure it was somebody, YT, I'm sorry. But that's what they do. Is divide and conquer and rule.
Exactly.
Because what if I don't want to practice any of those religions? I just want to just do no religion at all. What's going to happen to me?
Yeah, exactly.
Am I going to have to pick a side or be unalived? If I get sick, will I be turned down at the hospital? If I call the police, you're not going to help me unless you find out what religion I am. This is, it's just smooth brains, baby behind smooth brains. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Dang it, people, think.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for your contribution there. A round of applause to Linda. She's right. Look, I am not going to be here and tell you you must do what I'm telling you. The idea for you to do this, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, is fundamental to everyone's human rights, and that is the fundamental on which I stand. So choose anything you want to choose, but please research. All I will ask for you to do is research whatever it is that they're telling you to follow. Don't just follow like a cow or like a herd, you know. Let me hear from Bukenzi. Welcome, Bukenzi. What would you like to say on this? Thank you for your patience and understanding. Go ahead. Welcome.
Hello, sir. Hello, citizen.
Hello.
Hello,
welcome.
madam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Like, I've been writing some stuff at the comment section.
Exactly.
One thing I realized is this: at a point in time, I was always trying to have debate with Muslims. You understand? You know, I have debate. We try and iron out some little gray areas. But I noticed that each time you come for them, they will never come with the truth. They will never come with truth. But we can see what they do all over the world. We can see what they do in Nigeria. Like, if you come to my place, if you come to Nigeria, like 2-3 months ago, or more than 4 months, a particular town or a village was attacked. When they got to the village, what we had was that they wrote a letter to the head of the village, and by extension, the villagers, that they need to adopt Sharia. That if they don't adopt Sharia, they're going to pay for it. And behold, they paid for it. Till we speak, they've been adopted. They've been kidnapped for more than 3 or 4 months. If my memory serves me.
Yes.
People that were kidnapped were vulnerable people. We had children. We have children among them.
Yeah.
We have suckling children among them.
Yeah.
We had pregnant women among them. We had old ladies among them, and we have men among them. The point is that when these people that adopted those guys in Kayama, the place is called Kayama, the Woro community. These guys that adopted them, they were championing Islam. They wanted to impose Sharia on people because they were. The villagers were already Muslims. You can imagine, but they wanted to impose their own rule on them that they needed to adopt. They told them they needed to adopt Sharia, and probably the villagers declined or something like that. But as we speak right now, they are still in captivity. If you cross to the other side of Nigeria, to when I say cross to the other side, that means you leave southern Nigeria, you go up north. Look at what Sharia has done to them. Sharia has made them is a bit aggressive. They've made them, they are not doing well. Let me put it that way.
Exactly.
Why are they not doing well? Because they decided to adopt Sharia as a form of law in those in those societies. As I speak, in Kano State, Nigeria, there is a parallel force. When I say parallel security agency in Kano State, they are called ISBA.
Yeah.
What do ISBA? What do they do? They make sure they constitute themselves like a parallel police force.
Exactly.
What do they do?
Exactly.
They confiscate alcohols. They attack people in their what's it called? They attack people in their occupational areas. You cannot take alcohol in Kano. Despite the fact that you are in a federal system, you cannot take alcohol. You cannot do certain things in Kano. Even there are some areas that non-indigenous cannot aspire to live because of certain issues that come with those areas. The point is this: when these guys introduce Sharia into any society, people's lives can be wasted. If you don't conform to Sharia, as a non-Muslims, you are gone for it. You understand? You are not really taken as a serious person. You're not really taken as a serious person. You are not even considered a citizen. You are downgraded to a second-class citizen. So you need to study. You need to study what Sharia has done to many people, to many countries. If you go to Iran, you need to study what Sharia has done to Iran. You need to study what Sharia is currently doing to Afghanistan. You can imagine, because of Sharia, girls cannot go to school. Girls are exempted from going to school because of Sharia. Women cannot, they don't have any right in Afghanistan again. These are examples of.
Don't even go that far. Look at Nigeria, Sudan, Ethiopia, not Ethiopia.
Let me just cite this.
Okay.
If you have studied Saudi Arabia, if you have studied the trajectory of Saudi Arabia, you realize that maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, a law was relaxed to accommodate women into the mainstream life. When I say mainstream life, that means a woman until then could not drive a vehicle because there was a law that.
Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Oh, you do that, ma'am. Let me just finish on this. At a point in time, as a woman in Saudi Arabia, you could not walk alone. You need a chaperone. You need somebody to be taking you from one place to another. As an adult, Sharia is just, Muslims will come, they will tell you that Sharia means peace, Sharia means heaven. But it's a lie. Sharia means hell on earth. Thank you.
Okay, my question. Do you think people should have the right to choose whatever religion or no religion at all if they don't want to?
Go ahead. Bukenze.
Are you there?
Bukenze, are you there? She was asking you a question. I wonder if you can answer that question, Bukenze. Are you there? Oh, he may have gone off. Okay. Yeah, I think he generally agrees that people have a right to choose the religion they wish to have,
Okay.
That would be that's my standpoint as well. I would.
So the other question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When you are in Africa seeing all the things that are happening, why do people on the continent, frequently want to talk about faraway places as opposed to the things that are happening on the continent? Can we stay focused? Stop worrying about what they're doing far, far away. When you start having a conversation about the Sahel, and then suddenly people want to say, well, the USA, what does that got to do with the Sahel? Now, unless they got some boots on the ground, they're not even part of the conversation. Nobody cares what they say, what they think.
Exactly. I think,
as they stay away, they're irrelevant. And I'm living in the USA, and that is my thought about it. The USA needs to mind their damn business and stay out of other people's business. That is a major problem running around all over the world causing chaos.
Well said. Well said.
Basically to steal.
Yep. Indeed.
And being a bully.
Yeah. Very well said. You're so
Okay,
right.
so I need Africans to stay in Africa. Look at the wonderful things happening in the Sahel. Use that as a role model and go from there. Whatever is working, good. Take that, use it. Whatever is not working, push it aside. Just grab the things that are working. And it looks like everything they're doing in the Sahel is working. They're defending the people. They're feeding themselves, health care for themselves, education reform. They're not going for this come to school to learn how to worship the French.
Exactly.
The Americans, the people far, far away. And stop comparing yourself to other people. Never mind what other people got going on. What can you do to make life better?
Yeah.
Right there. Right where you are. We're not going to worry about what's going on in, well, the Arab nations.
Yeah.
Just leave them be and fix your own stuff.
Exactly. Well said, Linda. Thank you so much, Linda, Lady LJ. It's Lady LJ, it's such a pleasure.
Yeah, you gotta stay focused on what's happening in order to get to some kind of solution.
Exactly.
All this running around, unless you see something going on there that's working really well for them. Yeah. You know, like in China, where they're teaching little bitty children how to do the regular tasks, cooking, sewing, etc. That's working for them. Do that.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Well said, Linda. Thank you so much. Again, I am in total agreement with what Linda just said now, and it is really important. And let me, at this point, take this opportunity to ask you, as you're watching me, please go to my YouTube channel. I'd really like to get that channel too. We're close to 7,000 subscribers. I'd love to get that. Ideally, I want to get as far as 10,000 subscribers, and I'll tell you the reason why that is so important. But first of all, if you're watching me and you are on TikTok right now, go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube right now. And you got the prompter on the screen reminding you to go and subscribe. Please go and do so. And those of you who are watching me on YouTube, as you're watching, I'm really grateful. As you're coming into the YouTube, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like, comment, and share, and hit the notification button so that when I come live on YouTube, you can automatically see me when I call live. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you that have joined me thus far, and those that will come in. As you're coming in, give us the thumbs up. Now, I'm going along with what Linda said there. We have to focus on what we need to do on the African continent, and we don't have to think far. And normally I would have put the picture of the great men behind me, Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Gota, General Chiani of AES. But TikTok is having a problem with me showing that picture. They are having, every time I put the picture up, my broadcast, they suspended the gifting. I know. So that's why I'm saying, everybody, please go and subscribe to me on YouTube. But I'm hoping that if you guys keep hitting the tap button on TikTok, they may let go. They may relax the law, because they seem to do it with when there's more activity, they will open it again, and then before they block it. But the best thing, really, what I would really like for every one of you, my followers who are on TikTok, is to go ahead to my YouTube platform, Citizen AY, and subscribe right there. Thank you very much. Now, very much like Linda was saying, and also Bukenzi, we have to be very clear about something. Anything that is stopping the Bukenzi, you send a request. Okay. No, you can just subscribe. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're in. Yeah, you're in now. I'll just mute you for a second. Okay, I'll mute you. So I'll come back to you. Thank you, Bukenzi. Yes, you're in. Now, so when anything is holding back the development of Africa, it is our duty as a society in every part of our cableland. And I'll be using the word our cableland, very interchanging it between our cableland and Africa. And I want us to get used to calling ourselves by the name our ancestors called us. Our cableland, Kush, Kemet, all of those things. Because that is reclaiming our mental psyche from a system that has programmed us to look outside of Africa for solutions. These religions, when you are thinking, oh, you are a Christian, your mindset is to take your mind out of Africa and to go to Rome to solve the problem that is in Africa. When you are thinking as a Muslim, the mindset that you put in your mind, an Islam person, is to solve your problems in Africa, in Saudi Arabia. That is not going to work. It has never worked. It is simply like a drug pusher. These religions, they are like drug pushing on the African continent. They're putting everything in your way to prevent you from realizing that the resources beneath your feet is your right, and you have every right to benefit from those resources without interference from external people outside of the continent. You must begin to realize that the most resource-endowed continent in the entire world, as we know it right now, is Africa. And if we are allowing ourselves to be engaged in discussions about the religions that is outside of Africa, it is holding back our development. And it is really important that we continue this struggle to open our minds and focus on the real issues: infrastructure, water, light, road, schools, bridges, healthcare, safety, security, and what is more, we have to understand the connection between the insecurity in Africa and these religions. It is all interconnected. So by breaking the link from these religions within Africa and putting a stop to anything coming into Africa and focusing on we Africans now reaching our true potential on our continent, that change will begin. And it's already started with Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore is the first one. The military clothes that they're wearing, I'll bring a picture. Next time I'll bring a picture. They're wearing clothes, military clothes designed and made in Burkina Faso for the Burkina Faso military. They're not wearing clothes made in Germany or in US or in, the food that they're making is made in Burkina Faso for Burkinabes. The jobs is created to help the people. So these are the kind of mental realignment that we need to do. And please keep in mind, Ibrahim Traore is a Muslim man. He knows what he's saying when he says he doesn't want Sharia law in his country, because Sharia law, the aim of Sharia law, as the Saudi Arabians put it, is for you to, it is a way to actually colonize. There are two types of colonizations that we're faced with. We are faced with the colonial colonization that started in the 14th century from the Europeans. And we are faced with the Arab colonization that started in the 7th century, far earlier. And we need to understand that, and increasingly, China is looking like that, to be honest with you. And this is why we need to stand our ground on our continent. We have to start watching what we let in to affect the minds of our people. And rightly so. Ibrahim Traore has said that any religion, no longer will it tolerate anybody going to Saudi Arabia to learn about Wahhabism or any Sharia law. Any law that you want to, anything you want to learn about religion must be learned in that country. They will fund it and they will control it, because these religions, every time they go outside, they are infecting the minds of the people and destabilizing the host country, the countries where these people that are going there come from, and destabilizing it. And it's all part of a process. So it is very important. Again, I want to give a round of applause to Ibrahim Traore for his vision, for his, for his no nonsense. He is for Africa, even though he firmly believes in Islam, but he will not allow it to interfere with his governance, because ultimately his goal is to ensure that the people of Burkina Faso benefit from their mineral resources. It is very important that we state that. Now, let me now go and break this down. The reason I say that hypocrisy of the Islamic sheikhs, and we have two sheikhs here. Gumi, many people know in Nigeria, he's always been vocal in supporting those terror people, and always saying we have to accommodate them, we have to accept them. In saying that, and these are the people that are going in. The modus operandi of these terror groups, or the bandits that they call them, is two things. many of them are being given cows to herd in communities. Secondly, they are acting as bandits, well, terror, and going in and displacing people and chasing people out. You had my brother Bukensi talk about a place in Kwara State, which he mentioned, and they chased everybody out and they forced them to convert to Islam and under Sharia law. Now, that is what he's promoting. That is about land grab. This Islam is the cover for that action. It is important that we highlight that, and this has been started all the way back from the days of Uthman Dan Fodio. Uthman Dan Fodio was initially a guest from the Futajalon, from Gambia area thereabouts, Futatoro, Futajalon area. Now, when he came to Sokoto, they welcomed him. The kings and the original people, the emirs and the people, well, you know, the kings of those areas, they welcomed them in. But he used religion. They were non-believers, and he took over the many parts of the northern Nigeria now, Sokoto and all that. They are being run by Fulanis, and the Hausas are slaves in their own land. And that is the reality of what we're saying.
I got a question for you, Ho.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Nigeria has laws, right? Laws to govern the land already. Since they have laws, are these crimes that the Bush people are doing not against the local laws? I mean, they should not kill, steal, all the things that they are doing. The Bush people are breaking all the laws as if they have no regard for them. And having some kind of law and order in the land is important. But when you allow Bush people, and you know, just for the sake of they are Muslims or whatever, to break all the laws, but everybody else has to follow them, because from what I heard, the local people are not even allowed to defend their land, their farms, their families, or their homes. What kind of foolishness is that coming from the smooth brain people?
Yeah, very good question.
Who will allow this kind of foolishness?
Very good question. Very good question. And there is a way, all of this goes back to, and this is where we need to really understand that colonization has really dug deep into what we call nations across Africa, not only Nigeria. If I tell you that the powers that you call them Bush people, I call them Islamic people, the powers that the politicians have got was got by the way of how when Nigeria was created, the North was given the power of control over the South and the Southwest and Southeast. And they were saying the North, because of they wanted, the colonials knew they could control them because of the religion. They used that to control the entire country. And they started, the Northern, there is an allegiance to the current, the UK colonial structure by the even current Northern elite right now. And that is something that is not spoken about. I don't want to go into too much detail because that would take a lot of time to speak about. But essentially, what that has meant is that the political powers of Nigeria was subtly put in the hands of the North, running the whole country. And then the military, many of the military men in the North, you will find that they went to Sandhurst in the UK. And it is those people that actually put in place the constitution that we have in Nigeria right now. So there is a strong colonial undertone in what is going on. And
Which brings up another question.
There you go. Go ahead.
The northern part of Nigeria was given power by whom?
Wow. I say it, the British.
The British, okay.
Yeah.
So why didn't the British just cut the northern part off that they have given to one particular group of people that the other people can govern themselves and those Bush people can do that Bush stuff to each other?
You know what? This is where the thing comes in. Nigeria, again, I don't know. My ancestors my own ancestors or your empire, we had no hand in the creation of Nigeria. This was a construct of the British.
I don't think any black people were at the Berlin Conference.
Exactly.
I have a
Nobody
different opinion.
had
Okay,
a
hold on.
choice.
Bukenzi, you're coming, Bukenzi, you're coming. Let me just let her finish. Go ahead, Linda, go ahead.
Nobody had a choice at the Berlin Conference. And I think these things should be taught, both the Berlin Conference and that King Leopold letter in every school. But if your school system is controlled by the colonizer, you know, the victor who came in and conquered and wrote the story his way, now the children don't learn about it at all.
Yeah.
So all they're learning is worship the colonizer. That's
exactly.
So the whole education system needs reform, because in that King Leopold letter, they talked about how to get these people to be subservient. First of all, we need to grab these children and tell the children what we want them to know under the guise of religion. And so they don't even listen to their parents.
Yeah.
And now that generation has grown up with that, and another coming along with the same thing, unless that education system has been reformed, revised, put some of that stuff out of there, this religious stuff is going to continue. People in the Sahel are practicing religion, but I think they did a reform already, and they're not doing that. They're teaching the children useful skills, you know, something about gardening and other things that they need in life, not praise be to the colonizer.
Exactly. This is exactly the point that, and that is what there is two things that's going on. The colonizers are carrying out a proxy war on African continent because of resources. The Fulanis have their own agenda of land grabbing. So there is a meeting of minds in that, okay, you will get what you want, resources, I will get the land by clearing out the people. And that is what we have to understand. And the houses in the north are fully understanding that. Again, I don't want to go too much in that because that is a deep topic, you know. But Bukenzi, go ahead. I'll say one or two things. Go ahead. Yeah, let's hear from you. Bukenzi, go ahead. Bukenzi?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I would like to react to so many things. First of all, about the King Leopold letter. That letter is not. That letter was not written by King Leopold. It was attributed to him. There is no evidence to the effect that he authored that letter. Please, I want us to know that you can do your findings too. Do your findings about King Leopold. That letter was not authored by.
I think
when he said something about the fact that the British, they gave the northern people.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you get. Yeah, I want to react to that too.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, the British, they gave them some undue advantage. It was not as if they handed power to them like that. They never handed power to the what's it called, to the northern people. They gave them undue advantage by citing many things there, and they gave them opportunity to do a lot of catch up with the southern people, because when they came in, the northern people, you know, like I said earlier, the northern region, they had their challenges. The challenges they had was because they never accepted Western education. They never accepted Western education early. You know, they were still bogged down by the by Islam. You know what Islam does is also to take people captive. They turn the citizens into maybe brainwashed citizens. I don't want to call people zombies. That's to be too harsh on them. They don't let them express their life, express themselves in a way that will contribute to their growth. So they are bogged down by religion. So when they came in, the British, they saw that the northern people were held down by the Fulani aristocrats. There was a culture in place that depended on Fulani aristocrats. The Fulani, they're the minority, so they were really the majority Hausa people. So they were using all forms of system to make sure that they were in power they were in power, and they've been in power since maybe the year of 1902 of Uthman Dan Fodio. So when the British, when they came, they just they allowed status quo to blossom. They just left everything. They allowed the culture to blossom rather. So to cut the whole story short, the southern part of Nigeria, we had enough things going for us. We adopted Western education early enough, so it really rubs on us. So we're actually making a lot of progress. And again, we had enough resources that could make the country, that could make the region prosper. So, with the British, they had to connect the north and the south for their own selfish reasons.
Yeah.
So when they left, because they knew that southern Nigeria were filled with people that could challenge their powers, that could ask for their rights. So they didn't give them that opportunity to maybe be in power. So tactically, indirectly, they gave the northern people, they gave them undue advantage.
Yeah.
But that is just by the way.
Okay.
Meanwhile, before they left, we had some constitutional what's it called? We had some constitution. They were done by Nigerian people. When I say Nigerian people, the northern people and the southern people. If you check all the constitutions we've had in Nigeria, from the Clifford, McPherson, and the last one before they left, they gave us a constitution that gave us a kind of federal structure. Federal structure in the sense that they left 3 regions for us: the northern region, the eastern region, and the western region. So we had some form of self-governance. We had some form of federal structure.
I think I agree with you. Only for time purposes. I don't want to go into that area because if we start talking about one second.
I'll be very brief.
One second. I don't want to go to that area. I just wanted to just summarize. I wanted to give you time to talk about it. This issue with the report letter, I've actually got it here. And it will give me an opportunity to compare what they said there and what the Islamist, what the Sharia law and Saudi Arabia was doing. And I need to put it together so that people understand that it's the same modus operandi, controlling the mind of the people to control the resources. So that is something that I will highlight. But I agree with you in many respects. They gave us constitution, they gave us all of those things, but it was all in the mindset in which we were still to be feeding into their system. Our so-called sovereignty has not materialized, and that is what Ibrahim Traore has identified. That is why he kicked out France, and we haven't done that with the British. We haven't. What we've done is all of it. Look at, for example, Commonwealth. Now we're going to this Commonwealth thing, if I tell you there are certain things I know, there's some of our funds are being used to actually fund medical facilities here in the UK. But anyway, I don't want to go too much into that because that's a big area. But I hear you. But yeah, just wrap up for a minute or so and carry on.
But sir, yes, sir. But sir, we should come correct with the right information. I recognize the fact that probably the British, they've been exploiting our resources. That is clear. That is so clear that probably they have been taking us on the right.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Right now, the company called Royal Niger Company was only supposed to have a 99-year lease, right? That company now is called what? Unilever, and they still have control of major parts of our resources and assets. Unilever. Check it. Go and check it right now.
I think
Unilever. I'll show you. Okay, if it's UAC, but I know it's called Unilever. So, but listen, that is a big topic, and you can see that it would take me away from the main topic here. So let's focus on this topic now. But I appreciate your knowledge, and it's good to exchange ideas. But if we start going to this area, it's going to take us away from this topic, and I really need to speak about this. So let's focus on this now. But I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. I'll come back to you. Okay, now. I don't, because you see the topic about Nigeria and the colonization and the north and the south. If we go into that area, it will take us away from Islam. We need to focus on Islam and the impact of the religion. And similarities between Christianity and Islam in the oppression of the mind of the people. It's very important to do that. Now, let me quickly just go and show you something here. Sorry. Now, this is what Islam said. As we speak right now in Nigeria, you see the picture that you see on the screen here. It is showing you the cows that are going into the farms of the farmers in many southern African countries, you know. What do you think is the best now? That's the solution I'm coming to now. African United, but I'll bring you in. Actually, I'm going to follow you, and I'm going to bring you in as well. But just give me a minute to talk about this now. I'll bring you in. I've added you. Very good question you asked. He said, please, what do you think is the best to do best solution now? Is what you're saying. So I'm going to give you that. I'll give you the answer in what I'm going to do now. Now, but however, I need you to understand something. You are looking at the picture of two sheikhs. Sheikh Gumi, whose father Abubakar Gumi went to Saudi Arabia and brought Wahhabism that contained Sharia law. He brought it to Nigeria in the 70s, and it was funded by the Saudi kings. It was funded by the Saudi kings. It is important to understand that. So when you're seeing this religious spread in Nigeria now, in the 70s, the Saudi Arabian prince, they funded this Wahhabism, the spread of the Wahhabism that you are now seeing in the northern part of Nigeria. In fact, he was given the Grand Qadi or something, of Sokoto or whatever. They gave him a name and all of that. And his son is who you see now, Amadou Gumi. So that is one side of this discussion. So he's a sheikh. And then the other guy, Sheikh Jinger, came out recently and said that Muslims take it, Nigeria is a Muslim nation. And that goes against the very tenets of what we have as a constitution. Section 10 of the Nigerian constitution states that no religion shall be adopted as state religion. Let me just I'm not going to just state that alone. I'm going to show you on the screen. Just give me 1 second. So I will bring that up. I have a website and it is on there, www.citizenay.org. I want to just quickly just show you that. So the Sharia law thing, they surreptitiously put it in. Nigeria is a secular nation. So the notion that Nigeria is what this Jinga guy said, that Nigeria is a Muslim Islamic nation, is a falsehood. It is one we reject. The people never signed up to it. And we have to highlight and explain this in great detail and come correct with facts. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to make that bigger. I'm very cautious because the system is a bit temperamental, so I'm very careful what I'm moving at. If I move too quickly, the screen can freeze. So you can see something in the middle here. It says here, section 10. I'm just going to highlight that. You may not be able to see, but I'll read it to you. Oops, sorry. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so now I'll read that. Or let me make it slightly bigger, if you will let me. Can I? Okay, slightly bigger. Yeah. So, section 10, you can see it on the screen. It says the government of the federation or of a state shall not adopt any religion as state religion. Straight away. That is in the current constitution of Nigeria. Even though we know this constitution was written not by Nigerians. This constitution was written outside of the country. But it was presented through Nigerians, through some select Nigerians, and made to look as though we wrote this ourselves. It wasn't. It's a template. This constitution, you can find this similar template across many African countries and indeed in Asia as well. But anyway, that's another story for another time. But the key thing to remember and for all of this is that the Nigerian constitution does not allow for any religion to say that they have power or hold sway in government over the country. And this Jinga guy that you see, Sugumi, is contravening that law. He should already have been arrested in a nation where the laws were truly functioning. But it isn't. But we need to highlight this. But on top of that, what I also want to bring to you all and highlight is that the hypocrisy, and I state that, the hypocrisy of the Islamic sheikhs, particularly in Nigeria and in many African countries. Because Like I said, I spoke to you moments ago about the fact that the cows that you see behind are going, they are still going into farmers' land and destroying those farms. Now, they were talking about, Gumi was saying we must allow the Fulanis to go wherever they want. They have the right to the Nigeria, they have to practice Sharia law, and Sharia law gives them the right, and because they're citizens, they can go anywhere. That is what he was saying. However, in their own Sharia law, and I'm giving you, you can see what I'm putting on the screen, and I'm going to read it out. In their own Sharia law, it states, under Sharia law and classical Islamic jurisprudence, in brackets FIQH, a herder's generally held financial, is generally held financially liable for crop damage caused by their livestock at night if they were negligent in penning or guarding them. However, the owners are typically not liable. This is in Sharia law. I mean, I'm just explaining, you know. Which part of the is clearly not written by non-Nigerians? All of it, all of it, all of it. But we will come and talk about that later. It's not. This is a template that they just took. Remember, the people who presented this constitution to us, they went to Sandhurst. All of them, Babangida and all of them, they were trained in Sandhurst. And there was a report, there's a book that I bought, and I should show you. They said that these military men could only do stuff in the field as military men. And these are the same men who are presenting constitution to us. That should be alarming. And the people were not allowed to participate in writing that constitution. But anyway, that's another time. See, I don't want to talk about this now because it's a deep subject and it can take a lot of time. But this needs to be explained now because we have to face this right now, because we need to confront this Sharia law and the hypocrisy of those who are telling us about Sharia law. Please tap and share, subscribe, hit notification button, help us grow this platform. You are, of course, listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I really do appreciate your support. Don't forget, as you're watching, go to my platform on YouTube and subscribe right now. We need your support. Okay, so like I'm saying now, you heard what I just said here now. He said, our owners are not liable for damage caused during the day if the animals wandered while grazing under normal custom, because the farmers are expected to guard their fields by day. That's what they're saying in Sharia law. Never mind what we're saying in Nigeria at the minute. That's what they're saying in their Sharia. And this is in Sharia law. And that's why I'm bringing this up now. So please pay attention and listen. Now, the classical rulings on day and night damage. Listen again. Daytime grazing. The majority of classical jurists reference prophetic traditions establishing that owners are not liable for daytime damage by unrestrained livestock, placing the primary responsibility on farmers to protect their crops during working hours. Now, in the case of Nigeria, the farmers, the video the picture you see, there's a farmer in his farm, and they went into that farm regardless of the farmer. Straight away, this goes against what Islam, the Sharia law states. Sharia law does not. Thank you very much, Bukensi. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Please, those of you watching, go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube. So, Sharia law forbids them to go into anybody's land and destroy the crop. If they do so, let's read on. I will tell you what more. It says here, nighttime damage. Herders are required to secure and pen their animals at night. If a herder fails to do this, the cows break into a farm and destroy crops overnight, the owner is fully liable to pay financial compensation known as daman for the loss. So they even have the Arabic terms for the name of the compensation. But please, I want anybody to tell me. I want everybody, please share this to all your Fulani friends in the entire world. Share it to them. I want them to give me this answer. Why has not one single sheikh said this live on camera? Why have they not spoken about this? Why is it that they've been talking about, oh, Sharia law, we have the right, we protect the right of those farmers, the herders? But they haven't talked about the fact that the Hada have a responsibility in Sharia law that they cannot go into a farm and destroy it. That is the hypocrisy that I am here to highlight, and I am bringing it to the attention of the entire world. This is what we need to focus on and shine a light and not be silent about it, because they are coming out and saying they're holy men. What part of holy does this represent? I'd like to know. When you keep the information from the people that are going into the farms of farmers and destroying it. This is the hypocrisy. Now let me go to the third part of it that I would like you to listen to. It says here, intent on negligence. Intent or negligence. Listen entirely. Listen again here. It says intent or negligence. And it says here, if a herder intentionally guides or releases cattle onto someone else's land during the day, knowing it will cause destruction, liability applies immediately, regardless of the time. This is in Sharia law. Please, I would like to find a video. Send me a video where Gumi or Sheikh Jingeh has said this publicly to the crowd of Muslims. I would like to see that video. No ifs, no buts. They must provide that video. If they are not able to provide that video, that is hypocrisy 101. That is what we are saying. They have never cautioned or reminded those bandits and the cow herders that have gone to destroy crops in countless farms, and unalived farmers, raped their women and abducted people. This is why I am saying this Sharia law for thing is a hypocrisy. It's a cover. The real intent of this this Sharia law thing has been to further the Madame Fodio ideology of taking the land, but using this religion as, oh, you are unbeliever and they take the land. And that is why they're not interested. They don't know. I bet many of them don't even know what I've just read. Many of those Sharia law, Sharia, they don't even know what I just read out now. They haven't. And this is what I'm saying. Please, if you are a Muslim and you are going to join any religion, or Christian, Muslim or Christian, can you please do extensive research? Know what you are getting yourself into. Because many people now, what these clerics are doing is simple. It's very easy. They use charisma. Everything they're doing is about charisma. When they have the air of authority, and they use that air of authority to perpetuate their evil deeds. Because you can see that the first thing they should do to put an end to all what is, Bokenzi, let me see. Read the information again, sir. Read that information again. I'll read it. So, it says here, this is under Sharia law. It's not my law. I'll read it again. Let me see if I can. Can I make it bigger? I'll try and make it bigger so you can see it on the screen. I'll make it bigger so I want you to see it. So those of you can see it next to me. What I'm reading to you is not me. This is Sharia law stuff. But I am just bringing it out so that those in government, and we have a question for our government. I'm not here to abuse. I'm not here to call people names. We are saying that those in government, the question of compensation for the damage, for the loss of lives and everything is very, very, very apart. It's very clear. Because in their Sharia law, it says there has to be compensation. Liability applies. I'll read that section again. Intent or negligence. Under Sharia law, not under any other law. Under Sharia law. This is under their Sharia law. And I want to see a video where the Sultan of Sokoto has talked about this. Yes, the Sultan of Sokoto, I want to see a video where he's spoken about this, make it, and repeatedly, not just one video. I want to see them in every town, pronouncement, documents. I want to see evidence of this. Because what they have been doing thus far has been saying Sharia law, but the Sharia law has meant they are giving themselves the right to take over the land. But I'll read that again to you because it says intent or negligence. If a herder intentionally guides or releases cattle onto someone else's land during the day, knowing it will cause destruction, liability applies immediately, regardless of the time. So every single farmer's land that has been invaded by these bandits and cow herders, they must pay back compensation. If you notice, this once they chase people away, they take the land over. So they are committing, even they're not even applying the Sharia law for things that they're talking about. And by the way, we don't want it in Yoruba land, because we have our own laws. Our ancestors have laws and ways in which we do things in our land, and nobody has the right to be superior on our land to us about how we do things. We follow our ancestral ways, and we have every right to keep that going. And that is what I'm here to state. We must speak about this. So this is the hypocrisy. I challenge any scholar, I challenge any Islamic scholar to come and debate this with me. We speak on facts. I don't come here and talk about things without knowing. I do extensive research. And I am calling on the Sultan of Sokoto. I'm calling on Gumi. I'm calling on all of them to explain to us why they have not all of the multitude of people that are going into towns and communities and destroying crops, knowing fully well that the Sharia law that they're proposing, that they are always brandishing about, forbids them from doing it. It forbids them from carrying out this action. You can see it. You can take a screenshot of this on the screen as you're watching, because I've blown it up so that you can see it. So these are critical, fundamental things that has to be dealt with. The interpretation, and they are given this information to the people when they say, oh, you cannot speak about it. You cannot talk about, anything to do with Islam or Muhammad. And they use that as a way to silence any discussion. If you are, and this is why we support Ibrahim Traore, he who is a Muslim, and I will keep saying it. I am so glad he spoke. Because if Ibrahim Traore had not come out and said what he said as a Muslim, that he will not tolerate Sharia law, because he knew. He said that the Saudis don't even know Sharia law themselves. Over 800 people that he's done research in Saudi Arabia don't even know the Sharia law. So he knew that this was a tool that was meant to be used outside of Saudi Arabia rather than inside Saudi Arabia. Can you see what I mean? When you say you're following the religion of Islam, you need to research what you're following. You've got to do deep research and what it really means. And more critically, when they are telling you something in a language that you don't understand, you need to understand that it doesn't mean well for you. They can say anything. For example, they will give you names of stone or something, and they will make it sound great in Arabic. But it's a stone. They know what it means, but you don't. And you wear that name because you haven't done your research. It is better you have your own African name. I am Ayodele Ogundemu. I know that name. It is in my ancestral line. I'm a direct descendant of the Oyo Empire. I can tell you that because I know my history. But do you know yours? If you are going to take a Muslim name, how does that connect you to your African ancestry? I'm just asking a simple question. How? So these are the things that we bring to the table. And again, I am waiting for answers. If you know any Muslim brother, on the African continent, please bring them in. And I want them to tell us, because there's about 12 countries where Sharia law is being practiced and is causing, and in every single of those countries, these people come and go and destroy the crops of the farmers, and they don't pay compensation. And in their own book, they don't even know that they have, but if they destroy, according to their own books, they must pay compensation. But they're not doing that. And those clerics, I'm yet to hear one cleric mention this. I'll wait. So if you know somebody who is a friend of the cleric, Please share this. Let it get to Cleric Sheikh Gumi. Let it get to Sheikh Jingir. As an African, I respect my elders. I'm not going to call them names. I'm not. I don't do that because this is something I've been trained. I've been trained well by my grandmother. You know, I will not do that. But we have the right to question when they've been lying to us. And the actions of these clerics has cost lives. It has cost lives. Deborah Samuel, for speaking up and saying, oh, you know, about Islam, I wasn't even cursing. They took her life. And many people don't even understand that you don't have a right to take somebody's life. You don't. Even in Islam. Many people don't know, for example, that Muhammad himself had slaves. Yes. Let me show you something. See if I can bring this up. So when you say you are taking a religion on, have you done your research to understand what this religion means? Firstly, to you as a person, what is it trying to do to you? Is it something that you should be part of? That's the question we're asking here. Because this here and the Sharia law, we don't want, whether or not, for me, this is on whether or not the Sharia law wrote this. It must not, M-U-S-T, not, N-O-T, apply on Yoruba land because our ancestors and my people do not operate on that law. This law was written in Saudi Arabia for Saudi Arabians. It must not be enforced on us. That is certainly not my idea of what is democratic. And we must reject it. So,
I got a question.
Please go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
You know, I cringe every time I hear the word democracy, Democrat, and all of that.
Exactly.
Because to me, people ought to be doing the right thing for the right reason. So just throwing a word out there so there becomes a hatred for the word. You know, I live in a democracy, right? And we have opposing views from people here. Some people say they're Republicans. Some say they're Democrat.
Yeah.
I live next door to them, around the corner from them, up the block from them. We're not going to agree, so we don't talk about that.
Exactly.
You do what you do in the polls, and incidentally, the voting. Nobody knows who I voted for.
Exactly.
There's no clear box that I can sit there, a whole crowd of people watching. I just go in there and vote for who I vote for, and you vote for who you voted for. I don't know who you voted for. You don't know who I voted for. We just both waiting for the winner. So the conversations that go on about that, if it turns into an argument, then we don't need to have it because I voted for who I voted for and you voted for who you wanted. And that we label democracy. I don't have to argue with you or fight with you. Hell, we can go get something to eat and talk about something else. I don't agree with you and you don't agree with me, but we'll see who wins this thing. And whoever wins, whether we like it or not, you know, like not for right now, it's a not. We just got to stick it out for the 4 years he's going to be there. And thank God after that, we can vote him out of there.
Yeah.
Because it's a hot mess. But when I hear it thrown around in other countries, it turns into something else. I don't know really what they be talking about. Democracy is this, democracy bad. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, if you prefer a king, go tell your current leader you don't want democracy. You just want a king for life.
Yeah.
Tell them you don't like voting. You don't like asking the government when they collect your taxes to do things for you. Just get yourself a king and let him do whatever he wants to do. It's okay. Now back to that King Leopold letter. That letter, the one that taught people to come to the continent under the pretense of being religious and manipulate the people. Because I'm not focusing on who wrote it, what time of day it was, what month it was. I don't care. It was used as a tool to manipulate an entire continent of people. That is the issue. Not who wrote it, what time it was, when they wrote it. What was the man wearing that brought it?
Yeah.
None of that is relevant. It's all irrelevant.
Yeah.
What is relevant is what they did with it.
Yes.
That was effective then and is effective now. This information is available.
Yeah.
We all have computers in our hand.
Indeed.
If we just bother to ask, go look it up.
Yeah.
So whether you believe it or not, I don't understand how you won't believe that, but you will believe that there's a place in the sky that the roads are paved with gold and you're going to be rich. You believe that.
Yeah.
Prove it. I want you to prove it. Who left here and went there and came back and said, oh, yeah, y'all, it's nice. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't prove it.
No.
It's just a belief. But things like this Leopold letter, the Berlin conference and stuff, you can look that up.
Yeah.
So in any case, you see the effects of it. Because it didn't just come last week or last year or last 10 years. That was a long time ago. It's still working.
Exactly.
It was done for a reason. Extraction, stealing, manipulation. It's still working. And for somebody to say today, oh, that's not true. Yes, it is. Look at what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what we can see, too, is that the Sahel states, long live the Sahel, I love the Sahel.
Yeah.
The Sahel states have decided to do what's best for the people.
Yeah.
Not for himself, but for the entire nation. Matter of fact, all three of them. So I applaud him for that. And that means he may have to fight and unalive. It's not like he's just running around on sight, pew-pewing people. He is defending himself and his people and his country.
Yeah.
Now, that is what it takes. Because think about it. If you come into my house and you tell me you're going to rob me, I have a right to hit you in the head with this hammer.
Exactly.
I'm not going to let you do it.
Precisely. Well said. I mean, well done. Well said, Linda. Miss Linda LG. It is so right. And I we have to be very careful with that word democracy. And I, like yourself, when I'm using it, because I now know the ramifications and what it means outside, because it doesn't mean the same thing as it means within the US as it means outside of the country or in the other European countries. It's a flip of words. What we should be talking about is that the socialism that we have long before this colonial structures came about, whereby we're talking about the community spirit, this feeling of protecting one another, raising it takes a village to raise a child. That kind of mentality is what we should be looking at, because the real governing of people came about from that process, rather than this word that they try to use as it's a word used to divide and cause issues.
Humanity.
That's correct. Yeah.
Look out for one another.
That's it. So.
And I grew up like that, citizen. I grew up like that. The community, I remember one time, because we were latchkey kids, that meant we went to school and Dad went to work. Oh, and I was raised by my father.
Yeah.
So I went to work and he didn't get off until 5 and we got out of school at 2. So there's going to be a few hours that we're home alone. So we got our own key to get into the house and some rules to follow. And we knew what the rules were. And we also knew what the consequences were.
Yeah.
So mostly we just changed clothes and go outside and play. One day we decided that we were going to throw rocks. We threw them at each other.
Exactly.
We could have gotten hurt. And across the street lived a pastor. I did not know, because he had curtains around that screen, that he'd been sitting out there watching us every day. And one day he saw us out there throwing rocks, and they're going in other people's yards and his yard. And he said, hey, stop that. Well, I had the rock drawn back. I looked at that man and thought, oh, Okay, well, he is making sense now, because if I break a window, I'm going to be in trouble. If I hit my sibling in the eye, I'm going to be in trouble. So maybe we should find something else to do.
Yeah.
And it was just that simple, because if I did anything, or he even told on me, he told me to stop and I didn't stop, he gonna tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna be in just as much trouble, because he was a older person. You gotta respect your elders. And I did. I didn't question it. I just did it. I knew that, there was a possibility that we could have got in trouble, but at the moment it seemed like a fun thing to do. And we did it until we were told to stop. So the community was looking out for me when I didn't even know they were looking out for me. Now, my father said, don't bring nobody in this house. If I brought somebody in the house, there's an elder sitting over there on the porch looking. He gonna tell. And I'm going to be in trouble. So I do understand the community thing. I know my aunt lived around the corner. And we were always welcome to go there. We visited them quite frequently. And we helped each other. My dad used to go fishing every Sunday. And my aunt had more kids than he did. So if y'all need some more groceries, we got plenty of fish in the freezer. We share.
Exactly.
A community thing was going on. Nowadays, people just want to be me and my house, and that's it. And that is a little problem. I mean, when your babies need babysitting, family members do it. They just do it.
Yeah.
So the community thing, I'm all with that. It does take a village, because, well, we could have did some terrible things being left home alone, unattended, nobody watching us.
Yeah.
He's lucky we didn't burn the house down.
Yeah. Very true. No,
I can't hear you.
No, well said. No, very true. The community spirit is what we're looking at, because they believe it or not. If you go and look at the books, the foundation for great kingdoms that many of these Western countries talk about is in Africa. The first kingdom with lights at night is Benin Kingdom. That is what the British came and saw. They saw the lights, a kingdom lit at night, something they had never experienced. Then you have of course, you have well, I'll be back 1 second. I don't know what's going on there. You have sorry, 1 minute. Don't know what's going on here. Okay, I think the battery just went down. I'll be there. Just give me 1 minute. I don't know what's going on with this, but
okay, we can give you a minute while I talk about
you go ahead.
The good things about having community.
Yeah, go ahead.
Community that's looking out for each other. We didn't know he was babysitting, but he was indeed watching. Not just him. The lady next door on both sides. The people all the way down the street on the corner. Everybody's looking at you and will tell on you. So yeah, community good. And Ibrahim and the rest of the leaders in the Sahel, the AES, are doing a fantastic job of protecting the people, providing jobs for the people, roads, health care. Because there are certain things when you have a community you must have. You've got to have some kind of order, law and order, places of worship, education, health care, and good roads so you can get back and forth to do business, selling all that extra food they've been able to grow. And production in the factories, so they're building jobs. So there's not a bunch of young people standing around wondering, oh my goodness, where can I get some money so I can eat? Because that kind of thing causes crime.
Exactly.
So the lights help with security, as well as other things that are needed. Lights in the homes up, doing homework and cooking and whatever else you need to do, as well as streets lit up so we can see what's going on. That reduces crime. And so you need law and order, and that is what they are doing, providing law, order, and security.
Well said. Yeah, okay. Somebody just said on YouTube now, Vivian, welcome. She said there's a saying that goes, if a village is cold towards a child, the child will burn down the village to get some warmth. Wow. Wow, that is deep. Let me read that again. Thank you, Vivian, on YouTube. Don't forget, as you're watching me, you can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. She said this word. She said a saying. She said there's a saying that goes, if a village is cold towards a child, the child will burn down the village to get some warmth. So this is the kind of thing that we talk about. The deep things are, these are the facts that we are, the topic here is the hypocrisy of the Islamic sheikhs, and we've talked at length about the things that they've hidden from their followers. The sheikhs have hidden the responsibilities of the followers to their communities. They've hidden those responsibilities, and they've made them believe that Sharia law gives them the right to do whatever they want, and Allah backs them. So, for example, when these bandits and terror groups, when they go to communities and they destroy crops and they unalive farmers and rape their women and all of that, that is against Sharia law, and they are not letting them know that fact to stop them. They're not actually saying, no, you cannot do this. So they've hidden that fact. Instead, they've told them that Allah supports them, and they even every time they unalive somebody and then they say Allahu Akbar, that is against that religion. This is
so they have these people believing that it's okay to unalive.
Exactly. Exactly.
They, a matter of fact, not only okay, encourage.
There you go.
Brutalizing and unaliving and stealing from other people.
Yeah.
What kind of religion does that?
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I really want to. It is so important that we highlight this. Now, please, I hasten to that. This is not me telling you not to follow any religion, but I'm saying to you, as an African, if you want to see Africa develop, you have to understand that your religion must not be allowed to get in the way of the development of Africa. It is your responsibility, whether you're a Christian or Muslim, to ensure that that religion plays no part in preventing your governance from doing the work they need to do, in you being able to hold them accountable. As we speak right now, I'm afraid we cannot say that. Humanity and progression. As we speak right now, both Islam and Christianity, as practiced on the African continent right now, is hindering our development on the continent, particularly in the area of benefiting from our mineral resources. These religions are a direct barrier to us as Africans rightly benefiting firsthand from those resources. Those religions occupy our minds, making sure that we don't focus on where those resources are going. And then we start saying, oh, we have nothing. In the land, Africa has 30% of the land of the world's fertile land is in Africa. There should be nothing about poverty on the African continent. 30%. The most resource-endowed continent in the entire world is Africa. You know? Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Vivian V says, AY, really educating and enlightening our people. You are such a plus to the Black community, people worldwide. Wow. Wow. What a thank you. Look, I thank you so much. I'm really grateful for that. And thank you for that. I'm actually going to give you a round of applause for that. I wasn't expecting that. I believe that we have to, this is about humanity. Linda, Miss Lady LJ just said now, humanity and progression. We are so central as Africans to the restoration of the humanity of the entire world, but we don't know it because of the conditioning we've gone through by these religions on the African continent. We don't understand the role that we hold. Can you imagine when I remember when I go to communities, villages, and I meet people, they can be going through the worst kind of problems and they may not have anything. They will offer you water They will welcome with this with a smile. The warmth and the knowledge, but unfortunately, the perception, yeah, it's just bad. Period. Yeah, I agree. So the perception that this idea. Today I was watching a young man on a video, and I'm going to share the video at some point. He's a Yoruba speaking young man, and this is where we need to pay attention when they are telling us that education is the preserve of the colonial West or the Arabs. Your alarm bells should be going. This young man has designed something that generates power from a stone. Now, when they asked him question, he started speaking in Yoruba, and they had to translate. Can you see that knowledge is acquired in his own language and understanding and innovation? Innovation is not the preserve of the colonials. And that is why I'm very, very particular when I'm doing this. I have this book. I need your help. At this point, I'm going to ask for your help. Go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. I have this constitution for my Yoruba people. It's on my website. I'll show you. Let me quickly just show you on the screen as we're watching. I'll quickly go and show you. I'll make it smaller. And I'll come back to that. Let me just quickly show you. It's on my website, www.citizenay.org. Right? I'm just going to put that up so you can see it. It's on my website. It's free. Now, those of you who are on the website, you can have that. You can access. You can see on the screen it says download the key sections of the 1999 Constitution. Let me make it smaller here. So it says download the key section of the 1999 Constitution into Yoruba language. There. So you click on that. It's on my website right now. You can, and it's free. And I'll tell you why this is very important. So in there, it's got the Constitution. This same thing here is what you see on the screen. So you can see that. It's got the Constitution of Nigeria in Yoruba language. And the reason I mention it is because the young man with that innovative talent of being able to generate power from a stone, was speaking Yoruba language. He didn't need English for that innovation to come through. He demonstrated his innovation in Yoruba language. So the idea that for you to prosper in innovation, that you will need a language outside of your community is a flawed thinking. It's a flawed thinking. So here is where I'm asking you to do me a favor. That's the book there. I've translated key sections of the Nigerian Constitution into Yoruba language. The idea is to help. There are 60 million Yoruba people, according to estimates. About 50% of them are living in the rural areas. They don't speak English. They are not able to participate in their own governance because the constitution is in a foreign language to them. They don't speak English. So whatever the laws that the politicians tell them, they haven't got a way to challenge them. So this booklet, the idea of this booklet is for them to know their rights in the local language. So for example, section 14.2a of the Nigerian Constitution states, basically, he doesn't speak English. I know. Ibrahim doesn't speak English. I wish he could so we can talk. And he does speak a bit of English, actually. And again, at this point, I want people, go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube because I want to be able to go there and help. I want to really go there and actually interview him and meet him. He does meet and greet with all Africans from around the world. With your support, again, by you subscribing to me on YouTube, you will make that possible. Because the more more people that follow me, the more I can generate some things and be able to go over there and do live broadcasts from there. So I do need your support. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Now, going back to this this booklet here, section 14.2a in English. I'll just quickly show you if I have it here. Did I put it up earlier? Yeah, Constitution. So 14.2a of the Nigerian Constitution is here in English, and it's on my website again because I put it there. But I call it the fraudulent Constitution because it's full of so many flaws. Now, it says here, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its Constitution, derives all its powers and authority, in English. Now, that means nothing to somebody in the communities, in the villages. 50% of the population don't know what that means. Of Yoruba population, 50%, maybe even more, do not have an idea what I just said in English. It means zero to them. Okay, I just said it. Sovereignty, 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. When they hear that in English, oh, it's an English language, but it means nothing to them. However, now I'm going to read it to you in Yoruba language, which I have translated, and it goes like this. Abala kẹrin láìsẹ̀ kejì a ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tíjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. Now, that language, they may only, just hearing that once, it does two things. They understand what I've said in their own language. And they understand that also the power of governance lies with them. Something they don't pick up when they hear the English of it. So having information in our local languages is a fundamental issue that is going to aid the development of Africa as a whole. So this is something I'm advocating for, not only Nigeria, but across the entire African world. You know?
I got a question.
Yes, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
How many countries are Francophone, and what do they call the ones that the British controlled? How many of those are on the continent?
I think the French were controlling at one point 14 or 15 Francophone, and the British were controlling something about 12 or 13, but that is fluid. And then you had the Spanish controlling one, the Germans at one point was controlling one, the Portuguese was controlling maybe two. You know, it was all, you know, split among themselves.
In these countries, they impose the language. Is that correct?
Yeah. And also, don't forget the Arabs. The Arabic is spoken in the northern part of Africa. So, yeah. So
the language was imposed on people just like the religion was imposed on people.
Exactly. This is why this job is so important. Please, everybody.
So having your booklet here in English, because that's the area you're from, where the British had everybody speaking English. So they still may not understand it. Say in, I don't know who ran Togo and Benin and Burkina Faso, whoever ran those areas were under the French and were forced to speak French.
Exactly.
So they wouldn't even understand it.
Exactly.
So my point here, AY, is you might have to go a little further and do a couple more languages.
I am definitely. I'm looking at other places, and I've been advocating. I know the Kenyan people, they started doing that, and you know the Kenyans, when they were doing the Gen Z protest, that's how come I found out. They have been very proactive, and I want to give a special shout out to the youths, the Gen Zs of they have been doing the work in their communities. They go to their communities, translating their constitution in their languages, so the people begin to understand the power they possess. This is something I want every African to understand, that without you knowing your powers of governance in your own language, you are going to be held to hostage by those in power and being used to oppress you by the colonials that they work for. So this is a fundamental.
Do a shameless plug.
Go ahead.
Every day on my YouTube, I watch African Village Life. It's in Kenya, in the village.
Fantastic.
And most of them don't speak English, but there is one young lady there that speaks English. So most of the time they're quiet, just going about their daily chores. And I watch them because their daily chores are a bit different from mine. But every now and then, the one person in the village that can speak English says a few things. And so I am always so excited because I understand her. And what she's talking about, whether it's going to the market or what a certain leaf is that she's getting ready to cook, I understand. I am just so darn excited. I don't know how come the rest of the people in the village don't speak any English, but she can, and I'm excited about it. And the person that hosts the video, I think she says she's a teacher. And so she comes out from time to time and she translates because she does speak English. In any case, I'm just so excited about me actually understanding what's going on and what they're saying to each other. One time, a husband and wife were having an argument. And I was like, oh, well, she shouldn't have did that. because it had been translated and I understood what was happening. Other than that, it would have been just a lot of noise to me because I don't understand nothing.
You know
Sorry,
something?
not my fault. It's not my fault. I only speak
No problem. You know what? I can envisage a point where there's this new software that they have now, whereby if you spoke one language, if you spoke Spanish, Italian, or whatever, and whatever your language is, you would hear the answer back in your language. The same thing can be done for Africa as well. I don't see why not. And one of the things
they have in African languages, because I know they have it in European languages.
Yeah, they don't. No, they don't. They don't have it.
I bought a Bluetooth because it translates. And there's a lot of people around me that speak Spanish.
Exactly.
So, and I don't know a lick of Spanish.
Exactly.
So I bought the translation earbuds. I also had a job where people would come in that did not speak English, but they were all European languages.
Yeah.
That's all the thing we translate. Now, as soon as you find where is a translation device that translate African languages.
Yeah, that is.
I beg, let me know.
I beg. What did you just say? I beg.
Yes, I'm picking up.
You're picking up the lingo. You sounds like you're picking up the lingo. Linda.
Well, I've been there for a couple of 2-3 years now. I should.
Very good, very good. No, but in all honesty, this is exactly the kind of thing, and we actually have the innovation on ground to actually make sure that we can inculcate this in our society right now. We don't have to wait. I'm looking for developers, local developers, and this is where we call on the government. The money that they're siphoning away in foreign bank accounts should be used to invest in local talents, local knowledges, experts who can do this work of translating this the device that you can wear, so that the local people will be part of the process of governance. They've been, the fact that they've been pushed away from their governance has prevented our development. And all of us, including those in government, have suffered. They may not realize it. How many times have they taking money away to foreign countries? Only when they go out of power, that money gets frozen and the money gets lost to the community, and there's no cycling back of the wealth of our land in our land. It's cycled out of the country, out of the continent, and that's the end of it, and we are all left impoverished as a result. So this is all about mentally rethinking the way we do things, and really been looking and our concept of what benefits, is it the collective benefit that we're looking at, or just an individual benefit? It is getting more and more apparent that the more we think in a collective way about how we can benefit collectively, that is a long-term benefit for not only the individual, but the entire community, because the resources and the land will benefit all of us if we start getting leaders that think about communal benefit rather than individual benefit. And anybody that's telling you about individual benefit is clearly thinking about ways to divide the community and siphon away those resources, such as we are facing in many African countries. All of those people that are saying that they're democratic and everything else is all weasel words used to hoodwink you, to make you feel all great, and then behind the scenes what they're really doing is just siphoning your wealth and keeping you impoverished. But you knowing your rights in your local language, such as I've just said now, is a big difference. Another thing I wanted to say again quickly for those of you watching, and please, as you're watching me, go and subscribe to Citizen Ewa on YouTube. I've also got the subscribe button on the screen right here. You can just follow it. You can see that Citizen Ewa is coming up there. Go to my YouTube. I'd really appreciate that. And as you're coming in, give us a thumbs up. And thank you for those of you who are following us on YouTube right now, giving us a thumbs up, sharing it, and coming up with suggestions. Vivian V just said on YouTube, maybe you should post your YouTube channel name on your TikTok, Facebook, so others can join. There are a few channels with similar AY names, so it may be confusing for some people to find you in YouTube. Thank you very much for that advice. I will post it. I do post some, but I will even make sure I make that a focus again. And all ideas are always welcome. So, but just to quickly go on to this, the second part of what I want to read here, and many people need to know this. It says in the Nigerian Constitution, it says that in English 14(2)b, the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Now, when you say that to 30 million people, if they hear it on TV, they don't know what that means. It means nothing to them because they don't understand it. But if you say this to them, same words in Yoruba language, and you say this, Abaraka Laise KGB, Ààbò àti àlàáfíà ni yóò jẹ́ ìdí àkọ́kọ́ ti ìjọba. They will understand, oh, so you mean that my safety and security is the priority of the government. And in that understanding, once they see that there's a lack of security and safety in their community, they know that the government is responsible. They are going to be proactive in demanding for that safety and security. So this knowledge is really important that we share, that we get our communities to begin to participate in the governance in their local language. Without that participation at the local level, nothing will change. I can talk here, I can, I've got a way with words, I can do all of that, I can, you can enthuse and all of that. But we want people on the ground to do that work at the grassroots level and be part of that process. And that is what this program, this leaflet is about, to empower at the grassroots. They say, I've said it again, I'll say it again, if you give a man a fish one day, guess what? He'll come back again tomorrow when he's hungry again, and you have to give him fish. But if you teach a man how to fish, he will thank you for life, because now you've given him a skill. He knows how to, he's taking care of himself. This is exactly the same thing this booklet represents. And also we want to get this booklet in Igbo language, in Middle Belt language, in Hausa language, so that all parts of Nigeria will have this in their language and begin to participate in their own governance. And many people, the misconception of many ideas that, they don't have any powers, that can begin to change their thinking. And the connection, you see this booklet, it actually helps you to connect yourself to your resources in your land. Because once you understand you're a sovereign, it means that you have property. That land is your collective property and anything within it. So having this booklet in Yoruba language, in Igbo, in Hausa, translated, by rights, the government of the day should be doing it. This should be part of a government. There should be a government agency dedicated to printing this document and making sure it reaches all the community. There should, without a doubt, there should be a government agency. The only thing is we don't have a system enough in place for that to happen. We need a government agency that, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't have to be spending my time doing this, trying to educate, understanding, because and the reason why I came to this conclusion was because I realized that me just talking about and saying the government should do this, I was reading the Constitution of Nigeria, back to back. This is what the government should do. You should do. Then it dawned on me that, first of all, my people were over 60 million Nigerians, Yoruba people, and barely 10 million can speak English. Barely 10, and barely another maybe 20 million can understand to a certain extent. But what about the remaining 40? They are left in the dark. So this is, my money and my time. Thank you, exactly. So this is very important, and I'm doing this because I'm thinking of the coming generation. We have to make sure we put this. I am laying, if you like, a blueprint of what should happen, what governance should be about. It shouldn't be about writing laws in a language people don't understand and imposing those laws on those people and expecting the community to function. It isn't going to function. That is why we're having this problem. The people don't know their rights. They don't know that they can hold the government accountable. Let me read one more thing to you about this. This is why this book is important. It says in 14.2c in Nigerian Constitution, the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. You can see it on the screen in English. Again, if you say that to 40 million people in the villages and towns, doesn't mean anything to them. But if you say it in Yoruba language, like this, Abala kẹrin láti kejì sí ìkópa nípasẹ̀ ènìyàn nínú ìjọba àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn ìpèsè tìyí orílẹ̀-èdè. Just hear it once. And my people, you see, Yoruba language, it's beautiful. It's just, grandma, thank you so much. Because when I came back to Nigeria, I wasn't born there. When I came to Nigeria, she taught me everything I know in terms of the language, and I still know till today. When you speak Yoruba language, it is, communication is clear. You can be, we're loud, we interact, we are, the noise, the smell, the aroma, it's just, and the language, when people hear when they understand what you're saying, the interaction and the engagement it brings back. So we owe it to our communities. If we want to see a vibrant community with good roads, water, light, school, bridges, healthcare, safety, security, the language is key. The language is key. The language is key. So that's why I am very, very, you can see I get very, very excitable about this, because it is something that I know that's the solution. We're trying to sort of say, we're proposing different ideas about different things, and the most essential part of it is the understanding of the local people, their role in their governance, and how they can hold the people accountable. That is important. King Kong, welcome. What would you like to say? Hello. Let's hear from you. King Kong, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Greeting to the panel.
Yeah, thank you.
I just joined.
Yes.
I'd like to be part of the panel.
Please go ahead.
But you absorb
Echo host, echo.
What you have.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm saying I just joined you, so I want at least to absorb your energy.
Okay.
I love it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, King Kong. Yes, we're just talking about the need for us as Africans to divest ourselves away from anything to do with religions outside of the continent, because it's actually holding back our development. And one of the key things is that these religions, they've come under the guise of trying to educate us or to help us. But when you replace the local people's languages with a foreign language, it's an enslavement, because you are putting them in the dark in their own land. So we are trying to wake the people up by having our constitutions in local languages, and in a constitution that's currently written in French, in Spanish, in Arabic, in English, in all parts of Africa, in local languages. That way the people can begin to participate in the governance and hold the government accountable. So that is that is very, very important to why we're doing this program. But of course, the main issue remains the hypocrisy of those Islamic clerics. The Islamic clerics are hiding the fact that every single Islamic person must not go into a farmer's land, destroying their crops and raping the women and unaliving the farmers, because it is actually against what Islam states. And I put that up here again. It's on there. It says under Islamic law, Sharia, Islamic and classical Islamic jurisprudence, fiqh is called, I think, FIQH. A herder is generally held financially liable to crop damages caused by their livestock at night if they were negligent in penning or guarding them. However, owners are typically not liable for damage caused during the day if the animals wandered while grazing under normal customs, because farmers are expected to guard their fields by the day. And that's fine, it makes sense. So there's laws that they should even follow. If you're going to herd, you don't even, and you say you're Islamic, why you should know this. You shouldn't be going into a farm, any other person's farm, but they don't know that. The key thing I want to bring is that the farmer herder crisis that we're having all over Africa is that the Islamic clerics have failed to communicate to their followers that they have a responsibility to not go into farmers' land and destroy it, because in the Islamic Sharia law it states intent or negligence. If a herder intentionally guides or releases cattle onto someone else's land during the day, knowing it will cause destruction, liability applies immediately, regardless of the time. So whether it's day or night, if they go with the cows and go and destroy the crop of the farmer, they are committing a crime. And what is more, they are liable to pay compensation. They must pay compensation according to Islamic law. But no. Yes, go ahead.
Another important factor is when they go there to steal, They unalive people. I got a real bad problem. That's
Exactly.
a lack of humanity for me. To just the stealing is bad, but the unaliving is even worse.
Yeah. It's that's exactly the point. So, and this is the clerics have deliberately held back that fact that for you to even go onto farm is a crime. To unalive is actually wrong. By going into, when you go, it's clear admission of liability. You should not be doing this. And then the fact that they're saying Allahu Akbar as they're unaliving people in their own farm. This goes against the so-called Sharia that they're talking about. And by the way, I state it, I do not subscribe to, nor do I accept any Sharia in any part of Yoruba land, because that is ours. Yeah, that's the behavior of the vendors. Painful. Exactly, PJ. Exactly. So we are here to highlight this, to really bring attention to this, and really make sure that every part of Africa now, the first thing you need to be doing is, when you hear anybody saying they are talking about Sharia law, ask them, do they know that Sharia law forbids the taking of lives, the destruction of people's property on their farm? That they don't have the right to go and do that. Do they know that?
Another question.
Yes, go ahead.
Where is Sharia land where they practice this? Can't they go to Sharia land and do this?
Such a brilliant question. I'm glad you asked that question. And the place they should practice Sharia law, it emanated from Saudi Arabia. They should go to the Wahhabism, specifically Wahhabism. Let me show you that as I speak now. And this is where I say to you, get curious. When somebody is bringing a religion to you, and you should follow it, find out its roots. Understand what it's about. Don't just follow like a blind, like a herd. Find out. So Wahhabism, it came from Saudi Arabia. It says here, you can hear it. Let me see. Islam was from the Arab countries. The one that is prevalent in Nigeria is Wahhabism, has been characterized by historians as puritanical, while adherents describe it as Islamic reform movement to restore pure monotheistic worship. Socio-politically, the movement represented the first major Arab-led revolt against the Turkish. So there is this is between the Arabs and the Turks. It's in that area. So if you want, as an African, if you want to live the life of being in Sharia, go to the Arab countries. Leave us out of it. Don't impose it, you don't have the right to do so. Sharia law forbids you going to other people's property and taking it from them, because you are liable to pay a fine. That according to Sharia law, never mind the state law. But many of those so-called clerics, they don't tell you any of this. They do not tell you any of this. So we must begin to address this issue. It's affecting 13 African countries at least from the last count. Let me just quickly do a quick thing.
I got another question.
Go ahead.
When people decide that they want to be Muslim, what happens if one day they wake up and say, I don't want to be a Muslim anymore, I changed my mind?
You know what? In certain parts in those areas, in certain in Nigeria, northern Nigeria, you can almost it can be a threat to your life, very life, if you did that. It's literally a threat to your life. Again, this is not something that's in Islam. It isn't. From what I've understood, you freedom to come in and go out, but they make conditions, and it becomes like you cannot question anything. You cannot speak freely. Vivian said, if the people know that they are likely to rise up and protect their lives and lands, also holding their leaders accountable. Yes, regarding the booklet, yeah, you're right. But yes, so the question you ask is very, very, very valid there, that if they were to sort of come away from it, we've known people who've renounced it and they've been under threat. But that is not, the Sufists, the people from Iran and those places, they will tell you that they follow the more acceptable, more relaxed kind of Islam, from my understanding. I don't know in details. Please don't quote me on that. You can do research. But that's my understanding. But the Wahhabists, they are the ones who will cut off limbs and, slice off heads and all of that nonsense.
Okay, they cause harm.
Yes.
To other people.
Yes.
They do inhumane things.
Exactly.
To other people.
Exactly.
Claiming this is what their God wants.
Exactly.
But now, how would they feel about other people fighting back or defending themselves?
No.
Saying, I'm going to behead you because that's what my God wants.
This is the thing, and that is why we're saying this is the thing, and that is why we're saying we have to reject this religions out of Africa, because it is the harm it's doing. And like I said, these clerics, they are clearly not doing the work they need to do to educate people and not allow them to misuse it. And that is why, again, Ibrahim Traore is so right in saying, no, if you are going to Saudi Arabia to learn about Wahhabism and Sharia law, you are not allowed to come back into Burkina Faso. And by extension, every part of Africa must follow that and say, no, we do not want any clerics going and learning, brainwashing the people, turning them against themselves in their own country, and come back and bring that into our continent. We need to go against this. We must support Ibrahim Traore 100%. And don't forget, he is, of course, a Muslim. So that is very, very fundamental in all of this discussion, to never forget. And I'm so glad, but for Ibrahim Traore doing what he did, knowing it as a Muslim, we wouldn't have been able to have broached this subject openly and in an open, honest manner like this. Now he's, yeah.
I want to have Ken say something on here, because you're from the Congo, right, Ken?
Yeah.
And I don't know much about the Congo.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're having religious issues there, or they're fighting about something else.
Oh, in the Congo, it's the same thing as well. In the Congo, but what is happening in the Congo is much worse, to be honest. They are facing biological warfare. When they tell you something has happened, they have a spread of something. Things are being sprayed, people are being injected with things under the guise of trying to protect, just like they're doing in South Africa back in the days of the HIV. So there's another.
You mean like they wanted to do in the Sahel with those malaria mosquitoes?
Exactly. So
and
that is
GMO food.
There you go. Exactly. So that's what's happening there, on top of course, what is already on ground. And of course, it's about the things that we have in our phone, the lithium battery. That is what this system wants to take from them and take it for nothing. And the people are not allowed
taking everything.
Exactly. So this is again, but that's more on the European colonization side. So the one I'm talking about is now the Arab colonization side. I'll give you a good example, and I want everybody to go and check this out. Europeans call Kemet Egypt. Do you know what Arabs call Egypt?
No.
Okay. Please take note. And this is where you will know that when they tell you that Egypt has been known as Egypt, it is a falsehood. Arabs call Egypt Misra. And Arabs call Kemet Misra. Misra, yeah, M-I-S-R.
Like misery. Misra.
Well, they call it Misra. That's what they call it.
Misra reminds me of misery.
It's probably, but that's what they call it. And they refer to people who are, black people. They'll say pharaonic. I think it's called pharaonic. And then they say Misra. And it is, for them, it's an abusive term when they say that to you. So when people are telling you, the people are saying that Egypt has always been called Egypt, it isn't the case. Kemet is the name. And I say this because we have been so conditioned to accept everything that we've been told that we don't know our facts. We don't know our true history. So this is yet again more issues that we have been heaped upon the layers of these religions, really dumbing us down. So
I have another question
go
about
ahead.
that.
Go ahead.
Do you think that maybe some of the issues in, say, northern Nigeria could be alleviated if they possibly redrew the borders because they didn't participate in the original border drawing. And now people are claiming the land is theirs and the religion and all this is theirs. So maybe if those borders were redrawn.
No. It's much deeper than that, because the people, let me type something up for you. The people who are in that place now, they are not the original people. They've enslaved the original people. The Hausas are the people of the northern part of Nigeria. The people who are Fulanis came from Futajalon and imposed themselves. They are few in number, and they were used to control the majority by the colonials. So you can see it's very convoluted. When I start talking about this, it is a big subject to go into.
All right, so it's very colonized.
There you go, on there. So that's the thing there. But right now, the houses, thankfully, they're beginning to speak up for themselves. Again, this is why having the booklet in the local languages is important. And here's the thing: they quickly translated the Quran into Hausa language, but the same people have not translated the Nigerian Constitution into Hausa language, meaning that the people know more of those laws, and they've only given them key areas that they want them to follow in the Quran, not all of it.
So we can see clearly how knowledge is power, and withholding the information.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that brings me to a point about here where I am.
Yeah.
When brought here, don't understand the language, given a Bible, don't know that thing either. And so they go in there and cherry pick certain parts, the parts that say, do what I tell you to do. Because this is what God wants, and you're supposed to work for me for free.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
but as soon as we started learning to read and write and question, now people are all over the place talking about, wait a minute, I got a right to this and a right to that, and we're protesting and tearing up stuff and refusing to work for free.
Yeah,
it's part of the reason we have the rights that we have now. Even though it is not good enough, we're still working on it.
Exactly.
But the information, because they did a lot trying to keep us from being educated.
The book. There is a book. They wrote a Bible, a black Bible.
The slave Bible. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, I've got it. I will bring it.
The special one to manipulate us.
I will bring that. I will do it on. I'm going to do a live show with it, and I'll read excerpt from it. So this is exactly the same thing that's going on. It's exactly. And I hope people I'm so glad you brought this up. I'm so glad you brought it up. It's such a critical thing, because without understanding these connections, people will be thinking, oh, this is, no, fantastic. I'm so glad you brought that up, Linda. I will do a section whereby we're going to talk about and read this, the Bible, that the slave Bible, and you will understand. And this is exactly the same thing that is being done with these religions, because they're living out certain key things so that people are powerless and they continue to spew out this nonsense. And I've just exposed this thing to do with the fact that Sharia law prevents anybody from going to somebody else's farm, but yet these clerics support that. They actively support it, knowing fully well it's not even in the books.
Do you think any of the people have actually read all of that Sharia law?
Nope.
Or they're just going by what whoever's in charge?
They are going by what they have been told. That's it.
You see how come education, proper education, is so important?
Very, very. So, well said. No, thank you again. And we say that, and I'm really hoping people take that on. I just want to read something quickly from Vivian V on YouTube. She came up with such a brilliant idea, and I don't even know why I didn't think about it. She said something. She said, AY, can I also add that we need a book written in native languages that educates our people what mineral resources are beneath their feet, and what those minerals would be used for in propelling Western, what do you call it again, societies, and benefit it would be to them. Such a brilliant idea. Wow. I didn't even think about that.
Didn't
Vivian.
Abraham go to school for geology? So he knows.
Yes, exactly. So this is, and we need, in fact, that book is so critical. Vivian V, what you just said now, I'm going to screenshot that. I am going to screenshot that, and I'm going to.
And about they just working on
No way.
religion, reading,
It's
writing,
religion.
and
It's
arithmetic.
religion. It's religion.
Okay,
It's
so
religion.
again, the education system may need to be revamped
Yes, it has to be completely.
in a hurry.
Yes. So
They need to fix it and
Yes.
hurry up and do it
yes,
and catch up
yes. So no.
with the rest of the
With the-
world that are just coming in there extracting.
Absolutely. No. V has just hit something on the head now. Because if you're going to go to any, before going anywhere outside, we need to know what is beneath our feet in our own local languages. And I think that I'm going to start, in fact, I will start straight away. When I'm doing, because I've been doing a lot of work in terms of explaining to people the resources they have in their own communities. But I've been doing it in English as well. And that's the thing, you start thinking about the subject and you don't think about, okay, the delivery system that you need for the subject to be for the people to understand, because people don't understand and concept, but if they have it in their own language, it is something they can take across. Such a brilliant idea, Vivian V. Wow, honestly, I can't, I'm going to give it, when I do it, I'm going to credit you with that, Vivian V. I've taken a screenshot of what you said now. And you see, this is the beauty of doing live broadcasts like this, because ideas, real ideas that will have long-lasting and positive effect on our communities in a very, very positive manner comes out, because the discussion is from that point of view. And thank you so much for being insistent, Vivian, for me to check the last comment. I didn't read through it, but I just happened to read through, because when I'm doing the broadcast, I'm trying to do multiple things at the same time, and sometimes you will miss things. And thankfully, we didn't miss this one. It is a brilliant idea. What did you think? What do you think about that, King Kong? King Kong, are you there?
I'm there.
What do you think of the idea of having the minerals resources explained to our people in our local communities in their own language, so they know the benefits already before anybody else? What do you think?
That's the most important, is to reach the people. Our people has been left down for so many years. And if we look, any country, for it to develop is how the people are getting involved. So lacking of that, that's why we see Africa, we are so behind. Whatever me, when I move around Africa, I see like there's only shadows now that they have left us behind in Africa. There's no real people with an African purpose. You get me?
Yeah.
So you'll find that most of people, they represent something. They don't represent really the person that they should be.
Yeah.
They talk on behalf of other people. They don't talk to represent what they should be.
Lack of knowledge, King. Lack of knowledge.
So there's that low IQ, low self-esteem. It's like we just desperate of everything, even of God. You get me? You worship someone that, when you look where they are telling you to worship, there's nothing compared to what you have.
And I want to say something about the schools, right? Once colonized, the colonizers decided everything about the education. They built the building. They told you what to teach. They told you don't need this and you don't need that. All you need is to learn how to read and write and maybe some math and religion. Okay, so now that people are waking up, don't you think it's time for them to revamp? When I talk about the Sahel and them doing what's necessary, and me knowing that, his education is in geology, and he knows that the whole entire continent is full of resources. So it's going to be a little harder for them to pull the wool over his eyes. The one before him, Sankara, that one knew how important it was to feed yourself. So he was trying to get people into that. Ibrahim has done both. The feeding, the geology, the changing of the curriculum
Yeah.
in school. Don't you think little children ought to know if they're playing around outside, if
Yeah.
they just happen to find a diamond or a piece of gold? They should know that. But, you know, they're instead learning to worship white Jesus. So they have no idea. But I'm going to hold accountable people on the continent. You have the power to now change the curriculum to what is advantageous for self. Yes, what they left you to learn was advantageous to them. Now in the Sahel, seeing that they have gotten rid of them, they can change the curriculum. They can teach the little ones in elementary school about farming, about geology. You also have colleges. Go deep into it. Know what's going on. Learn how to get some equipment, farm equipment, and fix it. I don't know if people know how to, maintain it. If I just bring you a very nice new shiny tractor and show you how it works, that's fine. But what happens the day one of the gears breaks? Will you know what to do about that?
Yeah.
So you need these kind of skills, trades that will be useful on the continent so you can come up to speed. I'm going to tell you another one I think is vitally important. Technology. You just got to come on. I know the Yahoo boys know a little something about technology.
Yeah.
But they just not using it for a good purpose. But they know. So let's upgrade the educational system.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Linda. And of course, wow, my brother King Kong, you're a first timer on here. I'm following you. I'm going to follow you now, right now. I'm really glad for what you said. Well, go ahead. Say a few more words. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you have got to, I can just contribute to say, we are responsible for everything wherever African is. We can't take it like be victim, denying our responsibility. I think is not that the path that Africans should play now. Let's be together, unite as one. We win any challenges. As more divided, we be always crying to our failure. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Wise words there. Wise words of a wise man. I really like that. The unity. Wise words. Thank you. Yes. So go ahead.
SWAT.
Yeah.
If people have already identified what the issues are, and you can hear it every time you go into a live. They know this is a problem and that is a problem, but nobody knows what to do about it. So my recommendation for it is SWAT. That is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Absolutely.
You need to know all of these things, list them, prioritize them, and then start checking them off. Because after you know what your strength is, what the weaknesses are, what opportunities you have, and the threats that are there, because there will be threats. You know, European nations always pose a threat. Okay, so once you know these things and list these things, you can start working on the weaknesses, working on the threats, and exploring all your opportunities so you can advance. This staying still and saying, yeah, they did it to me. But first of all, I should have been taught in school when you were in primary school what happened.
Yeah.
And another thing for your mental and for your morale, talk about the good things that were going on before the colonizers arrived. Talk about how they were able to do what they did so that the children don't go through it again. You know, when they become adults, if it worked before, but you just didn't know what it was they did and how they did it, then it can work again and again and again on each and every generation. So the SWOT, the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. And I think that the Sahel has done a very good job of these things. And yes, there's some stumbling blocks. There are a new alliance here, so they're going to have issues. But as soon as they see what they are, they get right on it, fixing it. And I'm so proud of them for doing that. And I'm so sorry that no other country wants to join them with progress, because this is how you make progress. I understand he has been sending students abroad. You know, like if you want to buy tractors from, say, Turkey, and you buy these tractors and you figure out how to work it, but you also need to send some people over there. You want to go to school, go over there and learn how to build that thing from the ground up. This one, the ones you bought, if they break, you have somebody that can fix it. The same thing with all the technology, the computers, the programming, all of that, everything from farming to technology. And he's doing a very good job of teaching the young people to love their country. The patriotism is a wonderful thing, because living just by existing, not really living, just existing, trying to find some food all day, every day. They're no longer just existing. They are thriving.
Exactly.
They're just not surviving. They're surviving and thriving, and jobs being created. And I don't see anything wrong with that. These Sharia people just need to move out of the way. Go ahead on and give. Practice Sharia over in that corner all you want to. But know that if you come out of that corner, we got defense outside that corner. You will be dealt with. So if you want to, that's fine. Just don't invade on everybody else. And I think at this point they're doing a fantastic job, because they've managed to stay alive now for years. So that means they're doing fantastic. I want to see it continue, but not just continue, but to grow. Other countries need to get on board, pay attention to what's happening there, because some people have no clue what's going on in the Sahel. All they know is their own neighborhood, and that's it. And I'm thinking, but you're on the same continent. Maybe that's because of where I live. And where I live, you have one state, but we see the news about what's happening in all 50 states. So if something foul is going on someplace else, we all know about it.
Exactly.
Over there, people are just in my country, and that's it. I only know or care about my own country. Meanwhile, great things are happening in the Sahel. Nobody paying attention. Except me. I'm way over here on the other side of the world, watching every day. All day, every day. Okay, I'm going to mute up now.
No. Thank you so much. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. I think one of the things that I would definitely say is that the system is such that when they put the way they did the division of Africa, you will notice they have Nigeria, English, Benin, French, and then you have is it Cameroon Cameroon, French, and then Ghana, English. All of that is designed to divide. This is a system specifically divided to make sure in your mind, and this is not, the drawing is not on the floor, by the way. This is in our minds. Because when you go and look at, when you say there are maps, there are no actual maps on the ground. They got stones on the ground. They big plunk of stone. Oh, when you cross here, you are in Nigeria. Or when you cross there, you are in Benin. Stones. But what they've done with the drawing of the map is to put that in our minds. Those lines has been placed in our minds. It is our job now to remove those lines from our mind, because those lines cut across cultural lines. Example, Yoruba land or your empire goes as far up to Ketu, that is in Benin right now, goes to Togo. But because they put that line, a Yoruba person in Togo would speak French and say, oh, I don't speak, we don't understand each other. An Englishman will speak, a Yoruba man in Nigeria will speak English. And they've been psychologically made to forget that they both speak Yoruba language. You see the damage? You see the depth, see how deep this damage has gone? Yes, I've got the book. I've got that book, The Art of War. Yes, I've got that book.
We might want to talk about that.
Yes, I've got that book. I'll bring it.
Can understand
I'll read that. I'm going to
how they got in the position they're in.
Yes. So I'll get that book out and read. So there's a lot of books that we need to bring out. So this is very, very important topics that we're having now, and I'm so glad, because we have to expose this hypocrisy. Another hypocrisy that the clerics don't tell you about, and they say they will when somebody they say, oh, if somebody abuses Muhammad, it gives them the right to unalive somebody. Well, how come if they are not unalive someone because of the blasphemy against Muhammad? What are they doing when somebody goes into somebody else's land, unalives them? The clerics go quiet. They don't say peep about that. That to me is another hypocrisy, and this is why we must bring this up. Get out of the situation. So the best way to get out of the situation is us equipping our communities with knowledge in their own local language. Without our people knowing their rights, knowing, again, like Vivian V said, knowing the resources in their own land. That book, The Mineral Resources, must be the book that has to go across the whole of Africa in our languages, so we know what is beneath our soil, so that nobody will come and give us a book, a cock and bull story about a book, and tell us about to believe in something whilst they're taking our resources. We need that book, a book about mineral resources within our feet in our local languages. Geology. Yes, exactly. So
greetings, nature lover.
So greetings, nature lover. So let me quickly do this. Greetings, nature. I'll come to you in a second. I need us to also highlight this. The hypocrisy of the clerics in stating that you can harm somebody, like I said, in if they abuse Muhammad. It says here, I asked a question. I said, what was the question I asked? I said, Sharia law forbids harming anybody, and then it said that's completely correct. A foundational principle of Sharia dictates that causing harm to others without a valid, legally justified reason is forbidden. The rule is rooted deep in Quran and teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. This is something, yet again, that they don't speak about. Again, I asked that question. Okay, they slapped in Ghana because a pastor was supposedly blasphemous against Muhammad. He walked past him and he slapped him. I don't know, I think I've shared the video. Let me see if I can show you the video. I'll show you the video. So I'm trying to tell you that the clerics are spreading hypocrisy. Let me show you that video. 1 second. Let me see if I can find the video for you. Here we go. Is that there? No. We'll find the video. It's coming up. Oh, is it there? No, I think I've gone too far. Let's see, gone too far. So I just want to show you this video because it's very important when you're seeing what they're doing. Here we go. Now. So you're going to hear this now. Okay.
Greetings all and welcome to Citizen the platform where we speak truth to power. Greetings once again. I hope you're having a lovely day. It's quite hot where I am now. I hope you're having a wonderful day. This video here, this video is only about 15 or 20 seconds long. But this is exactly what Ibrahim Traore has been talking about, why he rejects Sharia law and why every single African country must do the same. We must reject Sharia law. We must reject any role that Christianity or Islam plays in our government. It has to be wiped out.
Because what this man did in that clip, which I'm playing as I'm hearing it, slap somebody because they say that it's blasphemous. Who give you the right? Sharia law cannot supersede any of our laws on our land. You see that? You see that he slapped him. I don't condone violence. It is totally unacceptable. And because he said he blasphemed Muhammad, it is not acceptable. It is unacceptable. You heard it. The core principle, no harm. You know, it is, you cannot, for reasons, to go and slap somebody because they said something about something that you disagree with is fundamentally wrong. And it's actually misinterpretation. You should not do anything unless they did something to you physically, yourself. And there is no evidence of the man doing anything, the man that he got slapped, doing anything to harm that guy. Nothing. Zero. But they will say because they said something. And they've unalived the several people. Deborah Samuel is another one. They unalived her because they said she spoke ill of Muhammad. You don't have a right to take a life. And in Sharia law, it says, Sharia law says is that a foundational principle of Sharia Islamic law dictates that causing harm to others without a valid, legally justified reason is strictly forbidden. Strictly
So they're not really
forbidden.
following Sharia
No, they're not.
And
they're not.
And I still say if they want to participate in that religion, go to Sharia so you can practice Sharia law.
Exactly. Go.
I think Nature Lover has his hand up.
Yes, I'll let him speak. Yeah. Welcome, Nature Lover. What we would like to say, welcome, my brother. Thank you for waiting. Welcome. Let's hear from you. Nature Lover, are you there? Can you speak to me?
Okay.
Yeah, welcome. Hi, how?
I say hi to everybody.
Good. Welcome.
And thank you for giving me the chance to. Citizen and then Miss Lady, I think we've been debating on this particular topic long time about this new religion. In fact, the religion we're supposed to be promoting is even our traditional, not a foreign tradition, religion. Because all these people, I always say the truth. How can you sit in the land of Ghana and then you are trying to protect God from another man's land? How? You see, it's just because we are just, our leaders themselves, sometimes when you try to talk something, they will say you are just violent or something.
Yeah.
But it is like anybody that have the brain cannot understand. How can you be defending somebody's ancestor that is not even of your own kind? In a different land that is owned by your ancestors. Okay, imagine Africa, you are sitting in Africa and you are defending somebody, an Arabian, Arab ancestor who is even dead. You are buying, you are unaliving your own brother in Africa because of an Arab ancestor, not even an African ancestor, but Arab ancestor. How come to your head?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the Christian will be even also insulting each other, bringing violence among themselves, like segregating themselves because of somebody ancestor in Jerusalem, or is it Rome, or I don't even know that one. Because there is a Rome influence in Jerusalem, because we all know Rome used to conquer Israel, the Israelites. So they transported the God from them and make the Bible there too. So now which is which?
Yeah.
You see, I mean, like, if you don't know this, so how can you be an African and you become a Christian or Islam?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Nature Lover, this is a FYI. I would never fight or especially unalive anybody over whatever they believe. because maybe they believe it today, and tomorrow they may change their minds about it. But they
Exactly.
can't do anything if you unalive them. So when I brought up that book about the art of war, this is what I'm talking about. Divide and conquer. And if we're so gullible that we will divide over anything, religion, skin color, tribe, language, anything, it's just too easy for them
Yeah.
to do. They don't even need to be on the ground fighting no
Miss
more
Lady,
because
Yeah.
it's
Miss
easy
Lady,
for us to do
Miss Lady.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Miss Lady, let me
Yes.
ask one question on this platform, and anybody can give me the answer from now onward. Yeah, if from anybody, even from the Pope, you can go and ask the Pope, come and give me the answer. So I want to ask you, as a black man or an African, based on the way they describe the God in the Bible, based on the way they describe God in Quran, tell me now or in future that if that God is so powerful as they describe in the book, why is it that God, they cannot ask that their God to give them the minerals, the gold, the diamonds on their land? But they rather left that God though. They bring that God to African who
I
ancestors
heard
are
that.
worshiping.
I want to answer.
Brilliant
Okay, now,
question. Brilliant
why is it that-
question.
Wait, are you ready? Are you ready for my answer?
No, let me learn now.
Well, it's going to be short nature. I'm just going to say the book is the greatest story ever told. That's it.
It's just a book.
Sometimes I feel like, look, citizen. Then sometimes I feel so weak in my brain because my brain cannot think. It flows. The way they describe God, that if you ask everything, they're gonna give you everything described. So why is it that on their land they cannot ask the same God, but they bring that God to us? And also our ancestors are even worshiping evil. So why the evil give them that thing? They are coming for our evil. Our evil was able to give us gold, diamond, uraniums, and all that. So why can't they ask their God to give them that one? But they rather left and come and be unaliving our people for what devil has given to us. Because our ancestors, their devil has given them that peaceful land where there is full of milk and gold. So why they don't ask their so-called good God that they transport to us to give them on their own land? But they are harassing people in our own land with those things, for those things.
Very
That's
good
my
question. Very
Say
good
it
question.
again.
Very good question. I love the
I want
question.
to say it
Yeah, go ahead.
again. The greatest story ever told. If I tell you it is perfectly all right for you to starve yourself to death because you got all this food around you and I'm hungry, and I tell you a great story, and the end of the great story is God will love you and treat you real nice when you get there. All you got to do is stop eating this food. Let me eat it, but don't you eat it until I'm all big and fat. And you go ahead and starve. That way I got the whole farm, the ranch. I got everything. And you just let me have it. I didn't even have to fight you for it.
Yeah.
I watched you starve yourself to death.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question right there.
Yeah.
So now you come to me. You are saying my ancestors, who are worshiping our God that created all these things that you do not have. You telling me they are evil. So why are you coming to take our unclean things? Because that land is created for us by our ancestors, devil that they were worshiping. You understand me? So why should a clean man go eat a dirty man food?
I got something to say about that. And don't be offended. This is not you personally, okay? Because you might not like it. I don't know if you know what the word gullible means.
Yeah.
But if I can tell you a great story and you fall for it,
Yeah.
you believe it,
Yeah.
you allow it,
Yeah.
then hey, I'm gonna write this down and
Yeah.
pass it around all over the place.
Yeah.
I
I
ain't gotta
think.
fight nobody. I can just go
Yeah.
in and tell the greatest story ever told and walk off with whatever I want.
It literally is what you just said, Linda. And Nature Lover is right to ask that question. Why is it that they're busy trying to tell us to believe in something? Why don't they use that thing to ask for what they need in their land rather than coming to ours and telling us everything about us is bad and everything else? It's a valid point, and I'm hoping that many of us can begin to think about what is being said to us. I think we have far more important things to deal with or certainly on the African continent, than worrying about the religion of this and that. We need to be making sure that our people benefit from their resources first and foremost. Never mind anybody else's religion. Sorry, my screen is gone.
Okay.
I'm still here.
I also
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I also have another thing to say about this religion. Why would an African sit down? That whole land belonged to our ancestors. They did not know what they call Allah when they have that land. They did not know what they call Jesus when they had that land. They only know what they were doing before the white man came there. So how can you sit in that land? Our ancestors who are even evil, they allow you to believe whatever you believe. Now you turn around and you are insulting our forefathers' way of life that they were living there. People who give you land to build your mosques today, you are trying to pass a law that does not even originated from that land. You silencing them. You are silencing our ancestors. And now the two of the religion are now fighting as if they are even for that land. Meanwhile, none of those two religions are for the land. And you can see that they are implementing their law, their imported law, their borrowed God laws in our ancestors' land. How does this make sense, bro? How? Why can't you, if you want to implement those kind of law, why can't you just go to the Saudi Arabia? Because that place is where the thing comes from. Just go there and implement it there. Or go there, that's where you can obey it properly. Go to Jerusalem and obey that law. Why will you come to somebody else's land and then you try to implement your policies in somebody else's land? No.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what we should be telling our people, that it's one thing if they want to go and practice it, go to that place. Don't bring it to us because it's done enough damage. We see the effects of the damage is done on our continent. Wow. Thank you for that point, Nature Lover, and thank you to everybody. I'm going to be coming back and do another session. There's so many topics I want to cover. Actually, no. Before I go, I wanted to just touch on Linda touched on some. Miss Lady LG touched on something there about the Belgian king's letter, Leopold's letter.
King Leopold.
Yes, I want to just
the conference.
Yes, I want to just try and quickly read sections of that Leopold, and I need us to understand that there is a connection between what King Leopold did and what the Sharia law, those who created Sharia law, are doing. It's the same thing, which is to occupy the minds, to get the people to believe in something that they don't even operate in their own land. So we mustn't fall for it. So let me read that section. It says here, Reverend fathers and their compatriots, the task is given is to fulfill a very delicate, require much tact. You will certainly go to evangelize, but your evangelization must inspire above all Belgian interest. In this case, evangelization of Sharia law and Wahhabism is about Saudi interest. Are you seeing that connection? Because Ibrahim Traore proved this when he said that the sheikhs and the imams, they are given money to promote this religion of Islam in Africa. They are given, the sheikhs are literally given money. They don't tell you this. It's the same thing. And I need us to really understand that point. Because if we don't understand that, we will fall for it again. We have to understand that anything that's outside of Africa is meant to not benefit Africa. It's there to, they come into Africa to extract and to keep us, blinded. And we have to be aware of that. So it goes on to say, you will go to evangelize, but your evangelization must inspire above all Belgian interest. So in this case, Saudi interest. Your principal objective in our mission in the Congo, in this is all of Africa, is never to teach the NIDGLs to know God. They know that already. They speak and submit to Mongo. One in Zambia, one in Zakomba, and what else? I don't know. They know how to KILL, to sleep without someone else, to lie. They know all that. Have the courage to admit it. You are not going to teach them what they already know. Your essential role is to facilitate the task of administrations and individual industrials, which means you will go to interpret gospel in a way that will be best to protect your interest in that part of the world. It is about interests. Yeah.
It says somewhere in there, they don't care what you got to tell these people. They don't understand the book, no how. So tell them anything you need to tell them.
Exactly.
Just don't come back without those resources.
That's correct.
Because it said in the beginning, the goal is to get the resources.
Exactly.
I don't care what you got to tell them.
Exactly. So there is it. Thank you very much for that introduction, Linda, and also we welcome that. So everybody listening now, it is apparent now that it's the same script. Be it Christianity, be it Islam, it's the same script. It's about mineral resources. Mineral resources. It's the same script. And the quicker we understand that, the quicker we can progress on the African continent. It is very important. I'm not going to read too much more now. We can dissect that. But I think it is very important and telling the way that was put. And I think not all of us really, everybody grasped what I was saying. As soon as I said it, it made sense. And you could see the connection between what they were saying and this idea of exploitation. And that's the core of these religions, of both religions on the African continent. And we need to tell our people, you may have the sincerest desire to comply, to belong, a sense of belonging. But you need to understand that that thing is actually taking away your sense of belonging. It's taking it away by actually imposing these religions on your ancestors in the first place. So I'm saying this so that it makes sense to us. Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead before I wrap up. Go ahead.
Citizen, ask anybody that is here, ask yourself, why is it that I'm just adding something to what you're saying?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Why is it that when the Saudi went to Ibrahim Traore, why is it that they're asking to build mosques?
Yeah.
That one alone will tell you something. I just want to chip in that one. That's it. I don't want to say anything.
No. Very good point. That's a very good point. Why is it that the first thing they asked him was in the rebuilding of Burkina Faso, the first thing they said was they have to okay, thank you. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, thank you so much, Linda, for joining and for listening and your very great contributions and everybody else. So the very thing that Burkina Faso was about was to develop their people, and the first thing they put in their mind is something to distract them again, the religion. So it is so important that we understand that both religion and from an African, this is purely from an African perspective, that anything to do with external religion, external bodies, whatever, they are for their own interests. And there's nothing wrong with being out for their own interests. But it means that we Africans, we have to put our own interests first. We have to recognize that we have interests. The land, the resources is our interest, and we must protect it for our coming generation. This is how our thinking has to change, because just taking this religions in willy-nilly and not assessing and looking at the undertones of what is being said. It's clear from the report, from what he said there. He said this, he said, your essential role is to facilitate the task of administrators of industries, administrators and industrials, which means you will go to interpret gospel in a way that will protect your interest in that part of the world. So what is their interest? Anytime somebody comes with you, to you with a religion, anytime, you ask them, why are they coming to my community to evangelize? Why? What is in my community? That is should be, whether it's Christian, whether it's Muslim, what is in my community? What do we have? The mineral resources, start checking. If you have mineral resources, they are not there for your soul. They are there for your mineral resources. They are not there for your soul. They are there for your mineral resources. I'm going to say it again one more time. They are not there for your soul. They are there for your mineral resources. So we need to do a better education. Vivian V, we need to really work on that idea, the idea of translating this the mineral resources into local languages in our community, so that people in our communities from the young age, they know what they have. We don't know what we have. So that knowledge, the lack of knowledge of our mineral resources is a great disservice to ourselves. You know, these books don't have anything. They don't have the resources that we have. So they occupy our minds and they take the resources, and we are left impoverished in the land of plenty. We have to reverse that cycle. I'm going to bring this to an end. I want to thank everybody. Vivian V, wow, thank you so much for your contributions. I want to thank everybody who's also on here, who spoke. I want to thank Luca, Kirchner, and others. I want to thank everybody for the thumbs up. Don't forget, please, we need your support. I want to, one final thing before I go. This booklet, I need to give it, we want this booklet to reach 30 million people in our communities in Yoruba land. The government should be the ones doing it. But because of the likes of the men that you see in this booklet, these things that you see above me, because of the likes of Gumi and Jenge, who are using religion to cause division and everything else, the government don't see it as a priority for people to know their rights. So it falls on the shoulders of people like me, who are keen to see Africa develop, and for local people to have real impact on their governance and participate in their own governance, begin to hold them accountable. The only way they can hold their government accountable is having this knowledge brought into their community. We have it in PDF. You can download it from our website, www.citizeny.org, for free there, those of you who are internet savvy. It is in Yoruba language. But we need this in this booklet format, in my hand, in villages, for 30 million people. I only have 7,000 followers on YouTube, close to 7,000 followers. To get this job done, I need at least 50, 100,000 followers, because I want to print this book out in Yoruba land, starting with Yoruba land. Then we'll roll this out to the Igbo land as well. And then we'll roll it out to the Middle Belt and to the Hauses, and then to other countries in Africa. So this is not just a quick fix. This is a long-term planning that requires concerted effort, and I would really appreciate you joining me, subscribing to me, telling your friends and family about this broadcast, subscribing to me on YouTube right now. Help us grow the platform. Let me just show you the platform on YouTube so you can see it quickly, those of you on TikTok as well. So this is the platform here. I'm live on there. So what I want to do is just to show you, we have close to about 7,000 followers, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you joining. So you can see it on there, 6.91 subscribers on there. We need that number to be at least 10, 15, 20, even 100,000, because these books, we want to print them out. We want to reach 30 million people, because we estimate that 50% of the population are in the rural areas. They don't speak English. They need this book. This is how to make a change in their life. The Bible, they can read the Bible or the Quran all they want. The Bible and the Quran does not contain this information that I hold in my hand. More so in their language. They need this booklet, and we will be training people how to take the book into the communities, not to hand it out alone, but to explain why they're doing it, and then they become like stakeholders in getting the books out there. So we need to train. We need to train people how to use the book in communities. This is, again, I hasten to add, the government of Nigeria should be the ones doing this. There should be a government department dedicated solely to printing out any information about government, should be translated into languages, however many languages, across Nigeria and even in all parts of Africa, because we know we have many languages. That is a reality, but it's not happening. So that's where you come in. If you can support me, subscribe to my platform on TikTok, gift the platform even though they're blocking me, and if that's proving difficult, subscribe to me on YouTube. Help us grow the platform, help us reach more people. We need to get to 10,000 subscribers, almost a few more to get to 7,000 subscribers, but we need 10,000. And your help in getting there, getting to 15,000, 20,000, you know, we will be printing this out. I'm not charging a penny for it, for this book, because it's not about myself. But I would like your support in subscribing. If you help my platform grow on YouTube right now, you can see it on the screen. Help us grow that platform. That would mean that we can do much more work, because this booklet needs to get in the hands of several people. And again, like I said, this by rights, the Nigerian government should have a department for publishing and translating the Constitution of Nigeria into as many languages that we have in Nigeria. No question. But there isn't a department for that. And that is where you know there's a problem. Without people knowing their rights in their local language, they cannot participate in their governance. I am tired of just talking. This is an action that I've taken, I've shown you, but I would very much like your support in reaching this goal. Your support, if you can subscribe, if you can actually be able to donate to myself, you know, I welcome it, you know. And it is so important, the work we're doing. And I won't relent. Every time I come on air, I bring this booklet, I show it. I also have another web platform in Yoruba, Oduduwa TV Radio. Again, I have this booklet on there. The object remains the same. Get our people to know their rights. Like I said, you will not find these rights in the Bible, either in the Yoruba Bible or the whatever Bible you have. They don't have those rights in there. The right that you need has to be in your language, and we have to teach you how to use those powers to hold your government accountable, so that you can get water, light, road, schools, bridges, healthcare, safety, security. Don't mind that it will come back. It's just, I think the it's overheating somewhat. I think it will come back. You see me in a jiffy. There I am. I'm back again. So in all, what I'm saying is that, you know, in essence, please, I'm really appealing to you. I need your support. Subscribe to me. Go right now. Subscribe, hit notification button, so when I come live next time, you will see me, and you can help us grow the platform, and we can do this work. It's something that I passionately believe in. I have every confidence in our people, you know. Oh, thank you, Random Exposer. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Random Exposer. I am grateful for your wonderful comments. She said, Vivi, this uncle is very intelligent and handsome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yeah, so in closing, anyway, those of you on TikTok, don't forget, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit the notification button, and thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up here. For now, I say bye for now. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course, help us. The more you subscribe, we can give this booklet to our communities for free. It's what the government should be doing, and we will build on it. The more we're going to build and put more and more information. We are only putting key sections, but right now, as we go up, we will build more and more. King Kong, thank you so much. Lady LJ, thank you so much. My brother that spoke, I think it's Bukenzi, and Nature Lover, and everybody else. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll come back and join me again tomorrow or the day after, and we'll do this again. Thank you so much. And please do share the word. Don't forget, go and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We really do need your support. This booklet will transform the lives of people because it is in our local languages. People can begin to take collective action. We need this change. The time for talking is over. This is an action that we can all participate in. You subscribing will make this a reality and transform the lives of 30 million people in communities across Yoruba land. Very, very important point. Please share, share, and share. Thank you, and bye for now. Bye, guys. Bye, all. Okay. And to my people on TikTok, Vivian V will be in touch. Thank you very much. And my random exposer, thank you so much for this. I'm grateful for your comments. Vivian V and others, thank you for joining me. I hope you found this beneficial. We'll do this again real soon. We will sign off here. Don't forget, subscribe to Citizen AY, hit notification button, give us thumbs up, share it to family and friends. This booklet needs to get into the hands of 30 million people in villages. It's in Yoruba language. They will know their rights. They can begin to participate in the governance and begin to transform their own lives through their own collective action. Waiting for somebody in the sky, pie in the sky will not happen. It requires effort on the ground. This booklet will facilitate people becoming proactive and taking action on their own ground, in their own land, and holding their people accountable. And one more thing, the idea of having the constitution, the minerals in local languages is a great one. We'll talk some more, me and Vivian V, and other things. For now, thank you, and bye for now. Bye all. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye for now.